So much pain, I'm like, when's it gonna stop? So much pain, cause my life's been a lot. So much pain, I'm getting tired of these blocks. I'm in last place right now, but I soon reach the top. So much pain, I'm like, when's it gonna stop? So much pain, cause my life's been...
Bang, episode 15 of the Last Place podcast. Yeah, it's been a very busy, hectic day, innit, bro?
Yeah.
It's been a
I was say hectic's naturally flowed, didn't it?
Nah, but I mean hectic in the sense of like, this is the first time I was actually shot 2 podcasts in one day, innit?
Yeah, man, we working.
Great, bro.
Yeah, man just shot Brother Taft's video, episode 14, so we'll have a link to that in the previous, like even speaking in past tense, like it happened weeks ago. I'm trying to make it seem correct, but yeah, weird. But yeah, amazing episode. Check it out.
Yeah,
I'm saying it like they've watched it if they, ain't, but you get me. I'm your host, Young Double, sexiest man alive. I've done this twice today. Sexiest man alive, Sexatron, Sexosaurus Rex, all of the above. You know my thing already. Am I right?
You got your boy Big Tycoon Hunter, Mr. Chestnut Checkers.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Feel like I need one of them slogans now, you know. Yeah.
And then on the left, special guest.
You know, with there, man, DJ DAYDAY, we're inside the gut, you know what I'm saying? I need one of them slogans. How you man got your thing though?
Let's figure this out real quick.
So crazy. Yo, it's too quick, bro. I need to digest that one still. It needs to bang. You know what I'm saying?
I hear ya.
Maybe you have to end it on that then.
Yeah.
End it on your slogan.
Yeah, think kind of.
I'll figure it.
About 45 minutes and you're gonna be like, oh,
yeah.
But yeah, shout out to people.
Shout out to people always.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to people. Thanks everyone for tuning in, liking, following, subscribing, reposting, just being viewing, watching, just being amazing people supporting us. Like we said in the previous episode, we was like we wouldn't be able to do this without you, but then we was like we would, because this is a passion project for both of us. But you like actually make it so much easier and better for us, and it just makes the experience all over, like just better all around. So yeah, thanks to everyone for tuning in as per. Yeah, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, so DAYDAY, speak to us. Who are you, brother?
Well, man, DJ DAYDAY, obviously that's what the people them know me by. You know what I'm saying? I would call myself an entrepreneur, innit? Like everybody knows me for DJ mainly, but I also do many other things like events, create content, host. I just think of ideas and I make it happen, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm on. Also involved in music. There's a lot of things going on, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would just say, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, bro, that's me, innit? You know what I'm saying? DJ DAYDAY.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, where did the name...
The name DAYDAY came from my real name, which I ain't really going to disclose. You know, we're not going to disclose government stuff. Obviously, if you know, you know. But it came from my real name, and obviously just growing up, like my family just used to call me DAYDAY, like when I was young, innit? You know what I'm saying? And then got older, and I'm not gonna lie, like it got to a point where I was calling myself DAYDAY and that, and then I was like, do I call myself DJ DAYDAY though? Like, what about when I get older? It might sound a bit young, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think you should have changed it up, and then I thought, nah, love it. I'm just gonna just be authentic and stick with like what I've kind of grew up with, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the name come from still.
Sick. So like, talk about your journey then, cause as you say, people mainly know you for the DJing thing. So like, where did that start from?
That started like way back. I think I might have been like year 6 or something. Like my cousin used to DJ. He had like the vinyl decks and that, you get me? So he was playing like garage and that, like them times there. Anytime I used to talk to my cousins, I remember I was bare young. I can't remember the age. I wish I remember the age, but I feel like I was in my primary school uniform and that, like after school settings I used to go, and then my cousin was showing me like the vinyl decks and like.
Who's your cousin?
He used to call himself DJ Blizzard. Now he does like personal training. TC Fit, his name is.
Okay.
So yeah, man, yeah, big up my cousin, man. Trust me. So yeah, he was just kind of showing me ones and twos, and obviously I weren't really mixing or anything like that, but that's where the interest started. You get me? And then when I was in school, there was like a 6-week DJing course. Like one of the PE teachers in my school, my man also was doing DJing and that sort of. So he created some 6-week DJing workshop kind of thing. You know, like you got like enrichment day and all them things. So because I was already interested in it, I was like, yeah, this sounds like a bit of me. So man started that. And then remember, obviously 6 weeks you're learning. And then at the end of it, whoever was like the best, there was like a few people, like 2 or 3 people they was able to DJ at the school party and at the end of your school party and that. So obviously I was one of them, you get me, car. I kind of already knew what I got on it. Like, so I was picking it up even faster. And then, yeah, bro, and the man done the school party thing, and then you're just crazy, bro. I remember at these times it was like funky house. So I tell this story all the time, but this is the journey, though. You get me, like,
yeah, of course.
You see the Temper T song that I said, get out the car. I said, this ain't a pass.
Next
Smash
time.
the window, jump out the car. James! You get me, like, bro, when I played that, fam, that's when it was like fresh, though. I played that tune. I remember like my thingy, the guy who was teaching us, he used to like go home, like download some tunes, whatever, put it on CD, make a playlist and all these things. When I played that rhythm, fam, I see all my bridges in the school, everyone jumping around. Obviously, it's that type of energy song, and everybody's going mad. And no guess, bro, I had like goosebumps and that. Like, I was looking and thinking, yo, like, am I doing this? Like, am I really activating everybody like this? Like, it's mad. I don't even think the decks couldn't even wheel up. I didn't even know how to wheel up, bro. Like, you know, there was the decks are also old school decks. I don't think they had no wheel up thing on there. So I'm just looking, thinking, this is mad. You get me? And then I think from there, that's when I just thought, like, I didn't automatically think, yeah, I want to be a DJ for the rest of my life. But I thought, yo, like, I love this and I want to do more of this. You get me?
You want this feeling?
Yeah, bro. And then obviously that was school times, like year 9. And then obviously when I left school, I think when I left school, I asked my mum for a DJ controller, like a little portable kind of decks.
Mini thing.
Yeah, mini thing for Christmas. And then from what I kind of already learned, I was then practicing myself. I was downloading tunes and practicing, and then I was putting mixes on like YouTube and that. The first ever mix was like a bashment mix.
Would you go by the name DJ DAYDAY at this point?
Yeah, I was, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was still. So even from there, that was 2011. That was my first mix I put out on YouTube. It was a bashment mix, like my family Jamaican and it heavy into that, bro. So from early, even now when you hear my sets and that, there's a lot of bashment and dance. So that's kind of like the main genre that I like to play, really. Then there's obviously the others, but yeah, bro. And then that went wild though. Like there was mad views on that from early. Like that's 2011, and the views are looking good from it. And then I thought, okay, I need to continue making mixes and that. And then YouTube was kind of blocking my mixes, and then I had to then kind of not upload mixes on there. Then I started DJing in clubs. I don't even know where you're up to start. You get your car, man. There's too much going on. You know what I'm saying?
No stopping there.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll just give you like a spectrum of the journey. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, 2011 mix came out. 2012 still mixing, putting mixes out on YouTube, and then and YouTube blocked me.
Are you working at this time?
Them times, how old would I have been then? Yeah, I would have been working. Yeah, so I was working in JD. Actually, was I working? Yeah, I think I was still. I would have been like in college, and I think I was working at the same time still. I believe so.
So this is just like your hobby at the time?
Yeah, just a hobby, innit? Something that man just enjoyed doing in the spare time and that.
And sorry, like YouTube, you said YouTube blocking you. I remember there was a time where you couldn't play any music on YouTube. Like, you know, like, I mean, it's still the same at the moment. Like, I think mixes and stuff are more allowed now.
Yeah,
if you play it at like pitches and different tempos.
Yeah.
Okay,
you know, if I was just to upload a Drake song at the exact pitch and stuff, they'd flag it.
It's strange, bro. Cause obviously at that time, my mixes were just getting blocked and that, and then that was a bit disheartening. I'm thinking, yo, mixes were getting views, you know, then they're blocked and then nobody can view them. So I was like, but now like I put my mixes back on YouTube, and now they're doing numbers, bro. Man, getting like millions of players on mixes. My reggae one's got like 3.9 million or some mad thing like that. I got bare ones on there. Like these are mixes that I've made like years ago. I'm just re-uploading them and they're just banging off. So there's definitely some kind of, it's a bit more lenient now.
They've realised that, because apparently YouTube is like patenting the whole copyright thing. So you're allowed to use whatever music and you can still profit from it, and the original creator of the music can be able to profit as well.
I didn't know about that. Yeah, that's different.
So that's being put into place still. So that will help a lot of people.
That sounds, bro, if that comes into place for me, that's nice. That's money that is, you know what it was? Obviously at the moment, it's like copyrighting it, man can't make money from that, you get what I'm saying? It's just like exposure, I suppose, and people knowing man's name, and not only that, bro, like obviously at the start of every mix, I've always had that jingle in it, you're listening to DJ DAYDAY. Like now, like that's the start of every mix in it, so look how many people have heard that. So even now when I'm DJing, bro, I play that and people will sing it, like it's mad, bro, like it's crazy. So yeah, man, that happened.
He's working at the time.
2012. And then I was also like my sister, she was doing events and that, you know what I'm saying? My sister's 5 years older than me, so she was doing an event which was a straight lesbian and gay event, and obviously she kind of put me on that like as a beginner, you get me? Like I've still got my little decks and that, and I was like the warm up DJ. Sister saying I was learning and that, she said, "Come there, like I want to get you on, like put you on the first set or whatever." Warm up in it. So I was playing to no one or whatever, but I had the experience of being in the club, and there was a few people coming in playing my old school R&B and that. So then that kind of gained some some experience, and then over the years I was playing there for about 2 years, and then I got booked in like Bamboo and like more like in Arcadian. That was 2014. And then it kind of just started going from there, bro. Man's name started going around. People was like, yo, who's my man? Like, yo, and these times, 2014, I'm putting mixes out on SoundCloud now. Cause I wasn't aware of SoundCloud before, just aware of YouTube. Then I was like, okay, I need to do this SoundCloud thing. So I started banging at the SoundCloud mixes. Man's name's buzzing.
How often are you uploading on SoundCloud and that?
At one point I was uploading mixes like every 3 weeks, I'd probably say still. So I was very consistent with it, you get me?
SoundCloud was so much easier as well because you literally have to just drag the audio file on there, innit? Whereas YouTube, you have to like upload.
Oh yeah, YouTube you got to do all of that.
Add a video into the song.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm quite fortunate in that sense though. Cause I can do video editing and that. You get me? When I was in college, like I used to study media and it, and even in school, to be honest, like when I was in school, I was mainly interested in media. Like like you got the different subjects. So like my thing was media. From like when done the BTEC media, went to fucking. Come on, swear on it.
Yeah,
they just slipped out.
We're not 12.
I went to college, studied media again, and the videography thing was my thing that I was interested in the most. If I'm honest, like, obviously with media you got bare things, radio, photography. I was just mainly interested in video, so I know the skills of how to edit things. Obviously, when it comes to me uploading things on YouTube or any videos that you see man put out on my TikTok or whatever, I've more than likely edited it. You get it?
It's good to know.
So yeah, man, like. That's what I'm going with the story so far. I'm gonna let you like ask my questions and then we kind of go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like, okay, you say you was DJing at Bamboo, and then your name was kind of grown as you was uploading mixes on SoundCloud. Like, what was DJing scene in Brum like at that time?
The DJ scene in Brum at that time.
Yeah.
I'll probably say there wasn't that many DJs that was really about like that. When I kind of first coming out, like I remember like Rusky, like he was doing his thing on Mixcloud. He was going off on Mixcloud. I mean not Mixcloud, sorry, SoundCloud. When I jumped on it, he already done his thing. You get me?
Yeah.
Mystery J. There's a few others, but they're like the main ones that I mainly remember. You get me? And then I remember I kind of come on the scene, and I'm the new guy now. You get me? And I'm now getting numbers and that. So I feel like the scene was nice. There was a lot like less competition there is now, obviously. Like if you're getting into the scene now, obviously it's a bit more difficult because there's so many people doing it, but it's still possible. You get me? So yeah, bro, like that's all gone.
So what, did Bamboo approach you, or was it on where you approached them and like, yo?
Nah, they approached me still. Guy called Curfew, he reached out to man because he would have seen me putting my mixes out, and I was doing like private parties and that as well. Okay. So I was uploading like videos and that on my Instagram, showing people that man can play to a crowd. You get me? Then obviously shouting, man, said, yo, you're on Bamboo, and that was sick, fam. That was just obviously man in town now. You get me? So that was a big boy set, and then kind of rolled from there. And then I also started playing in Gatecrasher. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Man was in Gatecrasher, bro.
Day thinks we're 10 years.
How old are you, man?
I'm 26 now.
Okay, what about you, sir?
25.
Okay, see,
I wasn't that loud in Gatecrasher, but the man used to sneak in. But I wasn't even outside. I was outside, but I was outside like that. You get me?
Yeah, nah, I hear that. Yeah, I'm 28, so man ain't that much like older still. But yeah, I was playing there like every Saturday, and that what's his name brought me through, Damo, Cherry Lips, and then man brought me through and playing there on a Saturday. So that experience was sick. Then I was getting other bookings through some other guys, and they was getting like artists and that. So there'd be like J. Cole, Nas. Like I got a picture with Nas, Omarion, Tinashe, Westwood was there. Bare people was there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when I'm meeting all these people, this is like 2015. So I'm still fairly new to the club scene. You know what I'm saying? And this all happened kind of quick, fam.
And what age are you at this time?
Man, I have to do the maths now, 2015. You know what it was there? Take away 7. About 21. 21. Quick maths. Yeah, about 21 still. Yeah.
So how is that like as a 21-year-old? Like, obviously, I'm guessing you probably listen to most of these men, or you're seeing these men on YouTube, you're seeing Westwood and that, J. Cole and that. Like, how is that as a 21-year-old meeting these men?
I think like for me, I don't know. It's like I wouldn't say I was starstruck, and I don't think I'd be starstruck anyway. Like with anyone really, unless it was fucking, I don't even know who would it have to be, bro. I don't know. Starstruck's a bit of a mad one, and that.
I feel like it would take like an older person to get you
starstruck, bro. Yeah, that's yo. If you're talking dead or alive, something like Biggie or something, or one of them man there, like you know them ones, like. But like I've seen these artists and I've been there, and I haven't been like some people get gas and like not know what to do, and like obviously don't get me wrong, there's little nerves there because when I want to go ask for a picture, that's where the nerves come in. Cause obviously I want to get a picture, but same time I'm like, yo, it's now or never. I need to just go and get it in it. Like I need to go and ask them. But it's more so the fact of like, raw, like this person could be anywhere in the world, you know, but raw here though. You get me? Like that's where it connects for me. I'm like, raw, mad. Like even as Trey Songz as well, he was on one of the shows, and yeah, like I remember if you're obviously Gatecrasher, you got a big room in it. So obviously the show's in a big room. Yeah. Then you got the smaller room next to it. So I remember one time like I must have went out and went into the smaller room, and I was in there. I think I was on my phone or whatever. And then Trey Songz came through the door just by himself, but there was nobody in that room, but he just came through by himself, and he looked kind of like something was wrong in it. Like he looked kind of like nervous. Not by himself. He came with some next girl who could have been like his manager or something like that, and he looked like he was stressing about something. Like he was talking to her, saying like, you know, like somebody's panicking and that. So obviously I'm thinking like he's there right in front of me. I'm thinking, yo, ask my man for a picture, you know, it's quickly like, you know the ones. But I don't want to intervene in the conversation because my man might turn around and say, yo, little man, you don't know I'm talking. You know the ones like. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to manners in it, like you know what I'm saying. I just wait for the break till the conversation kind of when there's a little break where I can say, yo, like you know what I'm saying. But then before I knew it, fam, bare of his security come and just come round him and then just kind of pushed him through the club and that. But it's bare experiences, bro. But yeah, as obviously being a 21-year-old and with all that happening, I was just grateful, bro. I was just thinking, yo, it's mad. Like I was, you know what? I was gassed. The artist that was gassed to see was Omarion still. Not because his music, but more so because, well, his music when he was in B2K, man, grew up on that. Like my sister, like get me, like used to bang B2K, like you know what I'm saying. Them like hard fam, and you got served, bro. You got served. It's like probably my favorite film till this day. Like I love music, I love vibes. You get me, bro? It's just mad. So obviously, from when I met my man, I was just gassed though. That one was crazy. That one was crazy.
So what was DJing something that you always? Obviously, you said you done it when you was younger and that, but like at 21, like most men at 21 are kind of still figuring out what they're trying to do in it. But you're saying like, yo, you sound like you're doing good at this point. So like, did you expect to be kind of doing these things at 21? Like, did you know, okay, cool?
I think, I think it's one of them ones where like, because I was just kind of doing it as a hobby in it, like I was just doing it because I enjoyed it. Like when going back to when I said my mum bought me the DJ controller and I was just practicing in my yard. I'm just mixing, downloading tunes, mixing tunes. Thinking, yeah, man, this mix is sounding sick. And then I'm creating mixes, just doing it for fun. You get me? Like I never ever thought like, yo, this can be a business, or I can. At one point I thought, yeah, obviously man can play out in clubs and get money for it, but I never thought that like it would take me to where I'm at now, you get me? But yeah, like it wasn't a thing where I thought, you know, I'm gonna become a big DJ, or I was just doing it for fun, bro. I was just going with the flow, you get what I'm saying? And that's what I believe in. You know, sometimes you have to just go with the flow, don't try and force it in it, like, you know what I'm saying? And like as Nipsey Hussle would say, fam, and I know you might mess with Nipsey Hussle, like it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, you get me? Like the man weren't getting into the DJing team thinking, yeah, if I don't blow within 2 years, I'm gone or whatever. Man was just going with the flow, fam, and the marathon is obviously I'm still on the marathon and it's taking me to where I'm at now, you get me? So I just gotta just believe in it.
To be honest, you did it like the way people are really supposed to kind of do things in it, or that's the best way to enjoy things. Like it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be a hobby, and then you're gonna see if you can monetize it and all of that kind of stuff after, because then that way, that's when you make it. Like what did I say about it's not a job if you enjoy it or something like that.
Yeah.
So that it's profitable, you love it. Like it's not gonna feel like you even work. Yeah.
No, 100. Yeah, I think that's important, man. Like I do say, I just said in it, like if it's something that you're willing to do without getting paid, then obviously, you know, it's something that you really enjoy in it, or something that you love. You get me? Like even this, obviously, you man are doing this podcast, man, probably ain't getting paid for it, but man just enjoyed speaking to people, and you never know, down the line it could be like people coming to man and that, but man already been doing it before for free. So it's all, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's key still. Some people do get into things thinking about the money straight away. Like I've had people message me and that saying, yo, how do I like get to where you're at and that? And I'm saying like, you know, man are like 10 years, 11 years down the line, and it like it's not gonna be like that easy to just like you can't just get there straight away in it. Like some people will have like the viral moment if you're talking music. But the problem is that though, yeah, you're banging off for a few weeks or a few months or whatever, but you haven't built the foundation, and it's kind of like a house in it. Like if there's a house and there's no bricks underneath the yard, fam, one piece of wind, but the yard gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least if you got the bricks and you're building up the yard and you're building up the foundation, when that wind comes, fam, you know you're steady. The roof might blow off, you know. The roof might gone, but you got the rest of the yard though. So you just fix the roof. You know what I'm saying?
That man was speaking about that in one of the episodes as well. And it's like you can't skip steps in it. Like them steps that you skip are the ones that are gonna make your house blow all the way down the road or crumble, you get me? And like you're saying, like man are asking you, how do I get to this part? But man not really thinking like, yo, there's raw steps that DAYDAY's gone through that I need to ask him about, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, man just want to know how to just get to where you're at.
I think it's obviously there's a level of kind of, I suppose, being in a bit impatient in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think because with socials as well, things they look like it's quite easy. Like there's artists that will blow and they'll essentially kind of come out of nowhere, but really they've been doing this thing for X amount of years before you even knew about them. You get what I'm saying? But it just looks like they've just blown out of nowhere, but it's not like that. You get me? So I think that's what a lot of people need to kind of understand. Things take time, innit? So they say like it takes like 10,000 hours to kind of perfect your craft or something, or master something. You get what I'm saying? So just that way, bro.
It's master.
So
it's crazy.
How long was you working at JD for?
I think I started there in 2013. I believe, how old was I? I was 18 when I started still. Bro, I'm not good with the maths, you know. Let's just go by how old I was at it. So I was 18 when I started. And then I left there. Was I 18, bro? You know what's my? I need to write it down. I was either 17 or 8. No, tell a lie. Nah, you know what, bro? What am I about? Listen, I was 16 when I started. Okay. I'm all forgetting my journey and that. you know what it was, man? I need to write this down in a journal.
So much has happened since.
So much has happened, bro. I was 16 when I started. Cause I remember I was earning £3.64 an hour. Man couldn't even get a Big Mac meal with that, but for the 1 hour. And I always think, imagine if like somebody paid me £3.64 like, in my hand, like after working an hour, and you got all the pennies, all the 2 pence and all that. It's just, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, but obviously when I was doing that though, I was just grateful that, yo man, I'm making my own money and that. Like at the end of the week, I'd check my bank and like, yeah man, I got a couple of hundreds in there or whatever, like just, you know what I'm saying? So that I was grateful for that. But I was working there from when I was 16 to when I was 19. Then I was I got a job at Land Rover in it, which bare people work at Land Rover, the one in Solihull. So I was in there working from there when I was 19 to when I was 24. And then I left that job when I was 24. And obviously I've been self-employed since. So I've been self-employed for like, 4-5 years. No, I left there when I was 23. So yeah, I've been self-employed for 5 years now. Okay.
So was it JLR?
Yeah.
JLR was the last job that you had, essentially. If you want to rest one of the water bottles.
Yeah, JLR was the, you know, we got to get content and that, you know what I'm saying? JLR was the last job that I had still. So that was 2017. And then there's a whole story behind that one there in itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speak on podcast settings, yeah.
Podcast settings, we're there, man.
Make sure you write the comment at Last Place Podcast.
Yeah, we're there right now. Last Place Podcast, you know what I'm saying? We're inside. I'm just going to at you guys quickly.
Yeah. At Last
Get this
Place Podcast. Anybody that's not watching the visuals and is doing the audio right now, listening to the audio, DAYDAY's just gone live on Instagram. So yeah.
All right, cool. So what was it? What was the
story about?
Oh, the story behind. Okay, so when I was working at Land Rover, Land Rover was a great job, fam. Like, and like it wasn't hard, innit? It raw went hard, bro. It was an easy job. What I was doing anyway, good money. Like man, are getting paid like £13-14 an hour and that, which is a lot more than the £3.64 an hour I was getting at JD. You get me? And when you do your overtimes and all these things, you're getting P's, fam, and it's monthly and that. So and everyone in there was just safe. Everyone was good, like. And it's mad because I've always been on my entrepreneur stuff though. Like even in Land Rover, I used to like sell my CDs to man in there, and I used to drive around this buggy thing in it, driving around, and then I just know man in it. Man would know me for the mixes, and I was selling.
Oh, you was giving away your mixes.
I was not even giving away. I was selling them. I was selling the mixes in there, bro.
That's what I mean.
You can't give away that.
Yeah, so man was in there grafting. Everyone was just cool, and then when I was doing like afternoon shift in it, like 1 till 9. So obviously I used to leave there, go to the gym, come home, get home about 10:30, 11. And then I used to basically graft like on my own stuff, like the DJing and that from 11 till 3. You get me? So I had like 4 hours to create mixes or do whatever I need to do. Then obviously I'd go sleep around about 3, wake up at 11 again. So that's like, I like to make sure I have my sleep, you get me? So like 8 hours sleep in it. So if I went to sleep at 3 and I woke up at 11, that's still 8 hours. So I just made sure that every time I went home, I was working on my own stuff in it, which I think is important as well, because a lot of people will say that like, they ain't got time or whatever, but I'm pretty sure you got time, fam. Cause I see them times there. I never really used to watch TV, and even now I don't really watch TV that much, but some people go home after working 9 to 5 or whatever, and then they're just sitting down watching TV, have their food, watching more TV, blah, blah. It's like, what about the time for yourself though? You get what I'm saying? What about the time for the graft or whatever it is that you enjoy doing? You get me? You got to put, even if it's an hour, bro, like every day, or just work out. It might be difficult if people have kids in that as well, you get me? But I'm sure there's times where you make, even if it's 1 hour a week, like, you know what I'm saying? I believe that like small progress better than no progress. You get what I'm saying? Like 1% every day after 365 days is 365%.
Whoa!
Like, you get it? Like, real talk, bro. It's mad. It's mad.
Facts.
So I really believe in that, fam. Just like focusing on yourself is like one of the most important things you can do. You get me? And I was working obviously Land Rover, and it was good. And then there was like a rumor going around saying, there might be a change in the shift pattern. Saying that there might be a change in the shift pattern. So I was like, people like saying to me, like, what are you gonna do if that happens, innit? Because obviously, if there's gonna be like nights and mornings and afternoons, like every week, kind of mashes up man's schedule, innit? Because then I can't DJ and do what I want to do. You get what I'm saying? So then that was a rumor, and I'm like, I don't know if it comes, innit? I'll see what happens. And then it actually came true. Like they gave man a letter and that. So then I was like, okay, safe. So
was this on your 4th year? No, you was 24.
This was when I was like 23.
Okay.
Sorry, so I worked today when I was 19, and when I was like 23 now, there's a letter saying, in X amount of months, 2 months or whatever, there's going to be the rotation shift, blah, blah, blah. This is what you have to do. And I don't like the idea of being dictated to do, you got to now do this rotating nights, mornings, afternoons, every week. Mashing up my thing, I'm not really with all that. I don't like being controlled like that in that sense. So then I'm like, okay, safe. I said, that was a moment when I said, okay, this is now like the sign from God, in it, to say that I need to leave this place now. I was very comfortable. If it was just afternoons, I can't even say that I would still be there now, but I would have been there longer.
You'd be more you're not patient, but you'd be more.
I would have been, bro. Like it was good money, man. I'm stacking, and I'm getting DJing as well. Man, I'm doubling up, fam. Like you get me? Like I didn't. But obviously, because that happened, I said, nah, this is a sign. So so obviously, then that's when like the personal development started getting involved now. So then my cousin told me about the book, and Rich Dad Poor Dad.
This is your same cousin that was?
Nah, this is my next cousin. So then he was heavy, obviously Sim Wolf, man, trust me, my cuz he was heavy on like books and personal development and things like that. So then he told me about Rich Dad Poor Dad. So then I started reading that, and then that kind of opened my perspective even more, like my mindset. And obviously, you might know about the book, have you read it? Yeah, so obviously for people that don't know, like it's about like financial literacy and just the difference. Like the poor dad essentially isn't poor dad, it's not poor, it's more so just the one that follows like the educational route, like go to school, go to college, go to uni, get a job in society. The rich dad is the one that says, yo, make money work for you, and you know what I'm saying, like all that type of thing. So it's a different type of mindset. And I remember just reading it while I was in work, and I'm looking around and I'm seeing like there's a lot of older man that was in there, so like 60-year-old man and that working in there. And I get it, they're getting paid good money and they've probably been able to pay their mortgage or whatever, but they're kind of just working the what's the word, like they're living to work, in it, if you know what I'm saying. They're
doing that thing what you're talking about, where man are just working, going home watching TV.
Yeah, like they're just
working, going home watching.
It's just TV. Work, like it's just, you know what I'm saying, like it's just
they're just doing the thing that society tells them to do, innit? Basically,
and like maybe they'll have a house or a nice car and stuff like that, but they have to work, because if they don't work, things ain't getting paid for. You get it? So I'm like, I don't want to be one of them man that's working in these kind of jobs, or I'm at a certain age where I don't even feel like I should be relaxing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be at that age where I have to work because I need to, you know what I'm saying? I want money to be working for me, and
you say
so I can relax.
Don't pay, we'll take it away. Not
basically. So bro, it's just, so that, obviously that book just opened up man's perspective even more. I was also writing down things in like my notebook. I had like a little notebook and that. I took it back to like school, like I made like a spider diagram, you get me? So I wrote like, when I leave my job, what things can I do in my free time? And then I'm putting like DJing, traveling, podcasts, this and you know, like them ones. Then obviously when I'm doing that, I'm then on the next pages and I'm breaking it down more. okay, so DJing about, okay, I want to make more mixes. You know, like I'm planning it out. I'm creating a plan for myself now. People are coming up to me and working that saying like, yo, they're like, what you doing and that? Because obviously I'm on this buggy thing now and I'm either reading or I'm writing shit down. Yeah, and the job that I was doing, like I'd work for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes and I'd have about 15, 20 minutes just to chill until the parts need like refilling and all that. So in the time I was doing that, man, I said, what you doing? I'm saying, bro, I'm plotting my way out, you know, bro. Like, I'll be honest.
I rate that.
Bro, it's crazy. So I was really plotting my way out still. People didn't really get it. And then, yeah, the time come, I remember speaking to our mum, said to my mum, I said, yo, like, I think I'm ready to kind of leave and that, innit? And then, yeah, mum was like, you know, if you feel like you're ready, then go for it and that. And then I handed him my notice. One thing I want to say before I get into that part of the story is one of my brethrens, he works for Hoodrich now, his name's Matt. He sent me a video from Steve Harvey. Now, Steve Harvey's a G. Man, no, if you don't know, you don't know about Steve Harvey.
Love Steve Harvey.
Get to know on YouTube or whatever you want to listen to. Like, he sent me a video, and in the video, it basically said that like every successful person needs to make the jump. And then it basically explains that the jump is like you could be at the top of the cliff, innit? And you're looking down and you're looking at people that have took that jump also, people that are living life or soaring or whatever. And obviously you're at the top of the cliff and you're kind of nervous, you know, and you want to jump, but you've also got this backpack on your back, innit? Like, and in the backpack, that's got like your parachute. And it basically says, when you make the jump, at first you're gonna be a bit shaky, innit? If you was to jump off a cliff. But then as soon as you pull the parachute, your parachute's got like your gifts in there, innit? Like, because everybody's been given gifts, you get me? Like, not just the gifts of being able to walk and talk, obviously that's a blessing in itself, innit? And just being alive is a blessing, but some people, like what he explains is some people can like cut the grass like to a perfection, like that's his thing. Some people can cook up some fried chicken, mad thing, that's your speciality. Some man can sick at painting, could be anything, bro. Just braiding hair, like all these things from that people are naturally gifted at. And you might just think, oh, it's just a coincidence, I'm just good at it. Like, you know the ones, but it's a gift though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, you're jumping off this cliff with your gifts in it. You have to have faith, you know what I'm saying? And when you take the jump, you know, at first it's going to be a bit rocky, but when you kind of pull the parachute, you'll be soaring and your gifts will kind of like cover you, get what I'm saying? Like, and obviously I'm probably not really explaining it the right way, but the way how Steve Harvey explained it, bro, it just made so much sense. I just thought, okay, I need to kind of have faith that God's got me in it. Like, it's took me this far. It's not gonna like
make you drop,
not gonna mash me up in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got these gifts on my back. I know that I'm doing my thing in DJing. People are fucking with me. I'm helping people. I gotta just take the jump, bro, and just go from there. Worst comes to worst, I'll just get another job if I need to, innit? But if I don't,
even go back, innit?
Potentially go back, like worst comes to worst, innit?
But the baddest thing is, once you jump off that cliff, there's no going back, bro.
Yeah, there's no going
back. You have to rely on that parachute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you talk it that way, obviously there is no going back, you know what I'm saying? And that's the mindset, I suppose, that you kind of should have in it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't think in your head, my money, like even like say like lockdown 2020 come, I could have been like, oh, yo, I need to go get a job. Like man could have been worried and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously it was a situation where it was a peak situation, you get me? Especially for people in man's industry, in the DJ, all the clubs, every industry. Some man was on furlough though, so some man are living them times.
So you were self-employed by this point?
Self-employed, yeah. I was way before that point. So I left my job in 2017. Obviously 2020 obviously was when COVID leaked. Yeah. But I'm quite good with money though, innit? So I've saved up quite a bit of piece, so I was kind of nice anyway. But during that time, it made me think, okay, I need to try and be more creative. And as I said, I'm quite good with having ideas and turning it into money, you know what I'm saying? So like I had to think on my feet, bro. So then I started like doing like the lives on Instagram and that, which a lot of people are doing anyway. That was just, you know, just for me to keep the ball rolling, DJing, bring happiness to others. And then I remember Silk, he actually started doing like these this PayPal thing where there's like a link in that. People were just sending my P's. So I'm like, say if it was him doing it, I'm looking to do that as well. Done a PayPal link, people just sending man appreciation, tips and that, like £20 here, £50 here. I'm all like making jokes out of it and that, say, yo, you can't come in the dance with like your sliders and that. Like, no, I wasn't saying that you can't come in the dance with like your barefoot. Like, I'm just joking on the live though, innit? Saying, yo, there's £1 for the sliders. Like, obviously hit the PayPal link. Or you know what I'm saying? Or if you want to put your coat in the cloakroom, it's £1 for the cloakroom. Like, people just sending man P just as a joke thing. No man are making fun out of it. You get man are trying to make the bad situation and turn it like into a happy situation. So I think that lockdown period, that that was a change. Even now, bro, people still thank me for that period there. You get me? So yeah, bro. And then so going back to what I was saying with the job. So I handed in the notice, and then I timed it perfectly. So I knew that I spoke to my supervisor. He said, "Yo, I needed 4 weeks like notice till I could leave." So I timed it that I handed it in, and then the day after I left, I'd be flying to Iron Apple in it and DJ out there because I already had certain pattern out there. And then
So how did that come about then?
it started coming about where like that wasn't even me getting booked out there. That was me like flying out there myself. There was already a lot of people that I knew DJed out there, like Mystery J, Rusky, Shat was playing out there, Dom, all the man them. So man just kind of flew out there, but I was going there from young anyway. Like was going there on the man them like holidays and that. You get me? Yeah. And then obviously when I started getting more serious about DJing and that, then I'm just taking trips by myself and just going there and linking up with people. And then it just at first it was like an exposure thing. So you might jump on a set and it's exposure and you're playing there. You start building connections and then kind of start going from there. You get me? So yeah.
As you handing in your notice, is this where you're thinking in my head, this is my next step? Iron Apple. After handing this notice, Iron Apple is my next step. Yeah,
like that was already planned. No, the Iron Apple thing was already. I was doing the Iron Apple thing like prior, like even like the year before that. I was flying out there and that. You get me? Like I was doing all that. I'd just do the annual leave thing and all that in work and it just to make sure I'm covered in it. So yeah, obviously handing in a notice, thinking 4 weeks notice I need to do whatever. So I handed it on, say, on a Thursday. The following Thursday now I get a letter and from the management. He's just saying, just sign the letter and not to sign it, just to say that you're leaving or whatever. I'm saying safe. So I've signed it. And when I've read the letter though, it says, your last day is going to be like the next day. So bear in mind, I handed my notices on a Thursday. The following Thursday, they handed me a letter. It said, on that letter, it says, your last day is going to be the next day. You get me? So I'm thinking, I've only handed in my notice last week. They told me 4 weeks till I leave. So I'm thinking, something must not be right, yeah. Went up to the office, speaking to the management. I'm saying, I was told like it's 4 weeks, innit? They've said, nah, because you've been here for X amount of years, you only need to give 1 week notice. So that's when it licked me. I was like, raw, like, man, I'm leaving tomorrow, but like, you know, the ones like, I was like, blood, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it was mad. I was thinking, like, but I wasn't scared. it was a bit of both. I was excited. I was more excited, if anything, because I felt like I was prepared though, because I had been reading, I've been planning and that. Yeah. If I wasn't doing all that, I'd be like, shit, like, what am I doing? Like, I'd be all over the place. But because I was planning it, bro, like, I felt ready though. Because
mentally, you're supposed to finish 3 weeks after.
Yeah, 3 weeks after, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I was ready. So then the next day, man, don't know, bought the cakes in and that. And even that day, like when I went to the office, I went down to the man, and I told all the man, I said, yo, man, I'm leaving tomorrow, And man, you lying? Next day I had to bring in all the cakes and that. And then, yeah, bro, it's just madder than that. My last day that I left, I remember I was walking at the building, I just looked into the sky from saying, yo, man, I'm out here now, Man, I'm out here now, Yo, mad. Looked into the sky, bro.
I said, we outside.
I said, yo, crazy. So yeah, that's kind of the process of like when I left work and like by me leaving work as well, I had to kind of like, during my plans, I had to try and create a routine for myself, you know what I'm saying? Because naturally when you work, you're in a routine. You know what time you need to be in work. You know what time your break is. You know what time you finish. You might have multiple breaks, you know what I'm saying? So I had to try and plan that for myself as well. Like I want to wake up at this time. I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to have a break at 12. And then I'm going to... And don't get me wrong, it lasted for a little bit. Not for time, no, but that's the one that you kind of have to keep on top of it, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, that's just a little story I wanted to share. You get me?
Bro, that's a sick story, blood.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well,
I was gonna say, so like you say you're like self-employed, but like for the people, obviously tell them what else you do in it, because a lot of people are just gonna think you're like a DJ, or people might think you're like a full-time DJ. So when you say self-employed, what else is like a part of what you got going on?
Okay, a part of what got going on at the moment, I'd say obviously the DJing's the main thing. The events, they're like my main two sources of income. Then I'd say content creation. So obviously I create content on like TikTok and things like that, and like reels and that. And I was very into it like during lockdown because there's nothing else to do in it. Man started making videos on TikTok and I was consistent. Again, it comes back to routine. So I said to myself, okay, I need to pick one day where I create like 7 videos. So then I've got a video for every day. You get me? Mm-hmm. So a Tuesday was the day. I'd bang out, I'd just come up with some ideas. Yeah, say I've got them, record them. Every day after that, then I'm posting on every day on TikTok. And that's what really helped, because the more consistent you are, the better, innit? And then now I'm at the stage where I've got like a management now, Connect Management. I actually reached out to them, and they manage like content creation, like brand deals and that. So say for example, if there's like Volvic Water, for example, they could reach my management company and say, yo, we want DJ DAYDAY to create some content for Volvic. They would then negotiate like a campaign deal to say, okay, it's safe, it's gonna cost you however much, 5 bags or whatever. They then come to me and say, yo, we've got this campaign, like, are you interested in doing it? This is the brief, this is the content that they want or whatever. I can then agree or not agree, depending on if it aligns with what I like in it.
Yeah, of course.
So that's another thing that I do. So that's like a content creation thing. What else? Hosting. So obviously, you know, man in the clubs, man can do the mic thing. Also, I'm also involved in like this social enterprise that aims to inspire and educate young black youths in it. So I'm involved in that at the moment. It's called Genesis Sun. So I do that every month and that. So I do hosting there in it. That's just my anti-net thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm introducing the show and I'm introducing this special guests and things like that. What else would I say? They're like the main things at the moment still. But one thing that I will say, and I don't even say this in any bragging terms, bro, it's mad that when I thought about it the other day, I thought, yo, I've raw got like 10 streams of income, bro, which is mad. They're not like huge amounts, but like the streams that are open though. You get it? Like there might be little dribs and drabs here and there, but so it's mad, bro.
It's just sick to think about it because they might not be the most consistent or anything like that, but it's just the fact that you could just randomly receive a check one day or a message saying, "Oh, we need you," or "Can you come and do this?" And it's just like you got that, and then that's
100. And then obviously the DJ course as well. That's the next thing, which I've recently obviously started putting out there and that. So that's another thing, and that's not even about the income for me really. Like, of course it's gonna come, but it's mainly like I'm at a stage now where I feel like I can help others and I want to help others, because when I was first starting out, like I was like trying to reach out to certain people. I might message certain clubs and says, "Oh, can I get a set?" Yeah, nobody weren't really trying to hear man out though. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's many people out there that are willing to help others, especially when it comes to kind of like DJing and that, because I suppose it's like competition in it. But I'm like okay with it. You get me? Like, don't get me wrong. Like a few years ago, I had the idea of doing the DJ course a few years ago, but then I'm like, do I really want to teach people how to DJ? That means there's more people in the scene. And you know, them ones, like I'm having them kind of thoughts, but then I'm like, yo, I'm 10, 11 years deep now, you know. Like I'm all the way over there, so I can put my hand back and help out people over there, you get me?
Especially within our community. So I feel like within our community, we can't, obviously it's hard to fight that for, but like it's hard, like you have to help the younger ones within our community.
100. Yeah, I think, and yeah, I think with the DJ course as well, like something that really kind of re-sparked it. Like I had the idea to do it ages ago, working on it from 2020. It was mad, bro. It was like I was trying different things because I was scripting it at one point. I wrote 24,000 words on a document, bro. I was trying to write it out word for word and that, because obviously I've never made a course before in it. So I'm thinking, okay, let me do it like that. Let me, you know, like how you got like the news presenters and I have like the camera and I have the thing on it and it's got the text on there. I bought one of those. I tried recording it like that, but then I was messing up and that. So then I thought, you know what, I need to just freestyle it. But something happened like not long ago, like a few months ago still. But one guy that was working in Land Rover, I remember like he used to message me and that saying, yo, like I'm interested in DJing, I want to learn and that. And I used to voice note him back and message him saying, yeah man, like get your equipment and this and that, you know what I'm saying, and kind of help him out where I could. But he was going through a tough time in it where like, you know, he was depressed or whatever else, but he found that music like really helped him, which it does. But he, not long ago, like he committed suicide, you get me? So even with that one there, like that one kind of hit me though, because obviously he used to message man about the DJing and that. And I used to help him with it, you get me? So I'm glad that obviously when people message me anyway, I do tend to like, especially if they need advice with DJing or whatever else or anything to do with business, I try and help people in it. So I'm glad that I'd done that and I'd done my part. And I'm like, yo, man could have kind of given him the course, like if the course was ready and make him get into that hobby because I knew he loved DJing, you get me? So that made me think, okay, I have to do the course thing now because I know how much music means to people in it and it can save lives, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, it's a crazy one.
So you've kind of got a deeper like reasoning behind why you've even doing that course, innit?
Real talk. So that one did hit miss though. That one was mad. But as we say, bro, it's, you know, we just try and do what we can do, you know what I'm saying, to help the people, man.
But like, okay, I got a question for you then. So like, obviously going into the self-employment thing from that young there, I'm guessing on that journey, you probably would have had some mental health, probably like thinking, yo, should I quit my job or Sure, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, did you even experience any of that? If you did,
But when I was leaving,
like when you was gone into self-employment now, when you're
Okay.
working for yourself, you quit Jaguar Land Rover now.
Um,
Did you ever experience some times where you know, questioning or feeling a bit under the weather and thinking?
yeah, I think naturally though, innit, I feel like I'm naturally someone who vibrates quite high anyway. Like I got good energy and I'm always like, you know, quite positive and that, you get me? But it's like yin and yang though, innit? Like they call it the law of opposites, you get me? Like there's good, there's bad, there's up, there's down, left, right, back, forward. Like, you get me? You're not always gonna be up. Sometimes you're gonna have the little downtime in it, but you just feel it. You know it's there or whatever. You might want to try and figure out why you feel like that, but it's just one of them ones, innit? So yeah, there's been 1 and 2 times in that where like I've kind of felt like, you know what I'm saying? But I just try and just keep it moving, or just try and get myself kind of back on track. Or sometimes where it happens, it might be because like I'm not in my routine, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think routine is important, bro. Something that I've really, you know, noticed now more than ever. And when I have like my morning routine now, like when I wake up early, I used to wake up at 5. Me and some other guys that I'm involved with, so Mango. We got the Mango man, Mango Mastermind. You get me? It's called the Mango Mastermind.
Okay.
And obviously we done like a little challenge where last year we said, yo, every morning waking up at 5 o'clock, Monday to Friday, it's a 5 o'clock thing. By 5:30, you need to be out your yard, going for a walk. You get me? So waking up early, bro. You get me? And start, because naturally I'm used to kind of going to sleep like late. Cause as I said, when I was working at Landro, I was doing the late thing. Now I'm having to flip it. Now I'm waking. Then I've done 6. Now I'm doing like 7. But yeah, just when I do my morning routine, and it helps man's vibrations through the day. You get me? And when I'm waking up early, I'm getting a good sleep. I'm going for a walk. I'm listening to a podcast. I'm going home. I'm eating some porridge. I'm reading. Might do a little meditation. I'm going to the gym. Man's vibrations are naturally higher. You get what I'm saying? Whereas if you blaze the night before, you blaze in the morning, you're gonna be feeling a bit down in it. You know what I'm saying?
It's mad because you're doing all of this probably before 10 o'clock as well, isn't it?
Yeah, before 10
10
o'clock, bro. By the time I've done all that and I've gone gym and everything, I'm back in my yard by 10:30. You know what I'm saying?
It's mad because I feel like obviously some people start their day by just looking at their phone, looking at social media, and they say how you start your day is how you mean to go on with your day, innit? So if you're starting your day like that,
yeah, 100. Now, to be fair, obviously, in the morning, more than likely, I'm going to be checking my phone and that in it.
but you've got that other things that you do where it's like meditating, and so you're still giving your mind time to kind of breathe in a sense. Where you're not just consuming other people's life without even. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, whereas other people have literally only got Instagram. They'll go on Instagram, see that their favorite celebrities died or something's happened to them, and their weeks just roll off.
Their vibe, for real. Nah, I think it's like that's why I do enjoy going for the morning walks. You get me? Just get some fresh air in your lungs, bro. You know what I'm saying? And in your head as well. You get what I'm saying?
Keeps you humane as well. It keeps you human as well. Because then when you do go back to that and you see anything happen to you, celebrity person that you love or whatever, then you're just like, you know, I've just had a walk. Your head's clear. It's like, oh, that's a shame. Yeah. Then it's back to the bag or whatever you got going on. Innit?
I'm gonna go back to like now I'm doing 7 o'clock. I'm gonna slowly go back to like 6. I might start doing the 5s, bro. When I was waking up at 5 a.m. This was like last year, like December. So this is really winter where it's dark nights and early starts and all that. So I'm waking up when it's dark, fam. You get me? I'm waking up at 5 and it's dark. I'm going for my walk at 5:30 and it's dark. Everybody's sleeping, so like it's just quiet. And it makes you think like, yo, I'm ahead now. I'm up before everybody else, having my food, I'm reading and that, and it's still dark outside. Everybody's sleeping,
People
bro.
still sleeping.
I'm going to the gym at 8:30. People are still sleeping, bro. Like I'm getting all this done. And it just get me that. I think that's what kind of the morning routines. I think it's important still. Like it fuels, man. You know what I'm saying, for the day still. So yeah, it's key. Yeah, man.
So like talk about, because you mentioned your Mango Mastermind. So like talk about what's that about? Like you're around man that are on the same thing.
Yeah. So that's like there's a few men in that. Mexi, you know DJ Mexi. He's kind of started it really. And then there's a few other guys: Ash, KMD, Lee, Cordell. Do you know Cordell Jeffers? Few man, we're all like got our own expertise in different things, you know what I'm saying? Mine's obviously DJing and just entrepreneurship and social media, etc. And next man does property, this man does music, this man is a serial entrepreneur, this man, there's beer, like everyone's got their own expertise. So we kind of this started created during lockdown, innit? So every week I think we was doing every week, then we're starting it every 2 weeks. We just go on a Zoom and that and just check in, see what our wins are throughout, like over the 2 weeks or over the week, see if there's anything anyone struggled with, if anyone can help anyone out. Like say for example, I might get to a stage where I'm like, yo, like I've got X amount of P's saved now, I want to start doing property. There's my brethren over there who does property, you can help, man. You get what I'm saying? So it's like a group of collectives in it.
That's basically what we've done recently.
Yeah, and the name is mad, bro. You know what? I rate Mexi, you know. I have to big up Mexi every time still. He's a G.
Shout out Mexi.
He's good with like how he explains things. So how the word actually came about, he was saying that like, okay, I'm gonna ask you like the question now, innit? So say if I gave you like a mango seed in it, and I said, yo, like plant that in your back garden, innit? Like, first and foremost, what things do you need to grow certain? Like, what's the elements of things that you need to grow something?
Water, sun,
soil.
Soil, safe. So it's them three things. So if I gave you a mango seed now and I said plant it, like, would it grow?
Hope so. I hope so.
Would it grow?
What do you mean, like in this climate or?
Yeah, like where we are now in it. Like, if I gave you a mango seed, would it grow?
Probably not.
Probably not. Why though?
Because it's cold.
Because it's cold. So this is where it came from, and I rate him for it. But it says because of the environment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when you break it down, a man is basically saying like you can have everything that you need and all the attributes that you need, but if you're in the wrong environment or if you're around the wrong people, you're not gonna grow, fam. You get it. So it's like it's that way in it. Like I could have all the attributes. I could be like, but if I'm around the wrong people, fam, I'm not gonna grow, bro. It's that way. It's crazy.
It's mad.
So yeah, man. So that's what we do at Mango still. We're looking on creating a podcast as well, so and getting people involved. So
Defo.
yeah, it'd be good, man.
That sounds like fun, blood.
So
yeah,
how do you feel like that's benefited you then by being around people that are like minded and?
Yeah, bro, it's been good, man. Like I'm not really I don't have like loads of friends. You get what I'm saying? Like a lot of people know me. I know a lot of people. Wouldn't necessarily call a lot of people friends, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My closest friends, you know, obviously I'm out, I'm DJing and everything. My closest friends don't really go out like that. They've got their missus and got their yard and doing their thing, you get me? But it's just good to, I'd call them like my friends, you get what I'm saying? Like it's good to be checking in with them, people that are also on the same mindset, on the same level, understand the same thing. We can have these conversations where man are talking about our wins and it's not like man are bragging in it. Like, because if you're talking to somebody who isn't on the kind of same frequency, man, I'm gonna take it a bit differently, you know what I'm saying? So it's just nice to hear everybody's wins and share like gratitude between us, you get me?
So sorry to cut you, you know, like with the whole friends thing, did you have to learn about like having the real friends or like narrowing down your friends? Because I know like in the nightclub industry, you having to just like meet with a lot of people, network, speak with a lot of people. Did you like realize, I have to differentiate that from who I call friends? And
yeah, I think I just break it down into like, I suppose, naturally you always got your friends and like your family and your friends in it. That's like the saying, family and friends. But then I like to say there's also associates in it. Yeah. So like even when I do my events and that, bro, like there's people that obviously I know and that I wouldn't necessarily call them my friend because we don't call each other and check in with each other like that. But it's associates, someone that I know, like we're cool and that, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I suppose I do it in it. You know who your friends are, the people that I suppose you can turn to if you're in need of help. And there's associates who are just kind of people that are surrounding it, like it's still cool, but yeah, so yeah.
That's that, innit?
Yeah, man.
That's sick. Because I feel like once you get to a certain age, like when you're younger and that, you're not really, like you're saying, man, I'm just not really thinking about like, okay, personal development and stuff like that. But I feel like once you start to get more clarity on what you want to do with your life, then you start to take certain things into consideration, like, yo, who am I around? Like, who actually supports me? Like, yo, if I come to this person with an idea, are they shooting it down or are they saying, yo, go through with that, bro?
Yeah.
Like, them things, as man get older, you start to like think like, yo, like who's actually gonna help me? Who's gonna help me grow in it? Like,
yeah, no, of course. I think it's there's like a bit of both though. I believe like sometimes I believe like, okay, for example, there's DJs that might start up, but any company, and it could be anybody that does anything. There's some people that will be like that will kind of almost expect a bring-in or you know what I'm saying, like a branch, like say for example, if I started doing clothing now and my brethren is Jay, that's like my good brethren. I don't expect him to like, I'm not expecting to get like a step up, and you know I don't expect him to kind of drag man through. Like I might ask him for advice here and there.
Jazz and who Jay
Hoodrich.
Okay.
Yeah, like I might ask him for advice here and there, but I'm gonna do my thing though. I'm not reliant on you because I'm gonna do my thing. I ask you advice, but I'm not expecting a bring through. You get me? Because there's sometimes where like some people might expect a bring through. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, why are they not? Or you might be creating content. Why are my brethren not promoting my thing or whatever? It's not all of that. Like, people do whatever. If they want to promote it, they'll promote it, innit? But don't focus on that. Like, just focus on keep doing your thing. You get me? Like, it's one of them ones. Like, so it's a bit of both. You get what I'm saying? You can still have real friends. They might not kind of, you know, promote your thing or whatever, but just don't expect nothing from nobody anyway. Just do your own thing. You know, like that. Like, that's the way I see it still. And I don't know if that's a bit off topic, but I thought
it's on topic. That's an interesting one though, because I would look at it like, if you are my bedroom, like, even if it's not support, like, it's a more of a thing like, yo bro, I rate what you're doing. Or yo bro, I see what you're doing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
the show face thing again.
Yeah. It's like, you don't have to be posting man's thing or sharing man's thing, but like, it's like, yo bro, I rate what you're doing. Cause even I was thinking about this today, like, people only sometimes shout people out or, you know, post people when they're either in jail or when they're dead. But like, if your bedroom starts a business or is doing something positive and that, you ain't really posting that. But make your bedroom go to jail. Yeah. It's all over your social media. Free up.
Yeah.
Backwards. Or make your bedroom pass away. He's all over your social media. But when he's doing something positive with his life to try to stay out of certain situations and come out of certain situations, it's like, you're not trying to...
No, I do hear you.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. Like, why do we not push the positivity? Why are we just pushing when a man's going through something or going through some mad situation? Why is it then where...
No, I do agree with you still. I do hear what you're saying as well. I feel like, I just said in it, sometimes when somebody passes away or I just said there's some kind of fuckery going on and people love fuckery in it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then that's when the word gets around and everybody's chatting your business and whatever else. But as I said, bro, I think obviously it's nice when your friends are supporting and posting up your thing or whatever, but man can't expect it in it and man ain't gonna take it anyway if you don't post it in it. Like, it's one of them ones in it. I can't remember what I was gonna say something, but I can't remember. You know the ones.
Yeah, but it's an interesting conversation, isn't it? Because obviously, you can't expect it, but it's like, like you just know that.
I feel kind of like as your friends, you feel like entitled to it.
Entitled
to it. Like,
but I feel like it just depends on the type of person you want. So because for me, any of my brothers do anything, man are gonna ask me, is this mine?
Yeah. I get you.
Sometimes it's not about, obviously, it's not like, yo, when I post this, man's gonna get bare buyers or it's just like, for a man to know, my bedroom's supporting me, it's good, bro. You could probably feel like, if you see your bedroom post your thing, you probably feel like, I can actually chat to him about what I got going on, but if man ain't posting your thing or talking to you about your thing or asking you, how's that going?
Yeah.
It's like, can I even talk to you about like what I'm doing?
I hear that. I think sometimes them kind of friends there, they just might not be on the same frequency as man. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that's what it is, isn't it? Like, you know, you can send something to one of your brethren and say, yo, comment on this or whatever, and it might come out on it, it might not come out on it. But I don't know, my thing is like, just try not to, obviously I'm not saying this towards you, just in general. Like, try not to get caught up on the, it's not promoting my thing, so it can't be a real brethren. Like, this is social media, but we've got real life. In real life, you probably know mine from when you was in school. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, I suppose there's an element of like loyalty between you, and you probably expect a man to do it. But if you don't, like, I don't think we should take it that serious. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of them ones that still do your thing regardless. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it's that way. And then I suppose if there's certain things that you kind of, you know, if you kind of identify and say, yo, when I started this business, man, I'm not really promoting it. If my mum started this business, I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I started my thing, you weren't really promoting my thing, you know. But I'm gonna promote your thing just like I love. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to have the honest and open communication in it. You know, them ones like, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I sort of think of that one still.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff. You can never you shouldn't let it get to your store. You still have to carry on doing what you're doing, innit?
Facts.
Obviously, we're speaking from that because of what we're doing now, innit? And
Nah, definitely. Yeah, man, bro. Just keep it going, man. Keep pushing. You know what's going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the right people will obviously reach out to you. Like even myself, obviously, I reached out to you, fam. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, I want to get on there and I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So there's gonna be people that fuck with you, and they do say this. Is what I was gonna say actually. They do say that like I don't know, you get more love and support from people that you don't know, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's sometimes how the game goes. Like, even if you look at like artists and that, like, look at like Central C, for example. He's obviously loved in the UK or whatever, but like now that he's getting more love like across the world, now people are fucking with him even more.
And he's focusing on being there as well. He's like,
you know what I'm saying?
UK.
Or like if we look at like artists, for example, Mist. So he's obviously from Brum. He's doing his thing in Brum or whatever. But when he started blowing in London, that's when the Brum people then started to fuck with him even more. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you get more love from people that you don't know than people that you do know. So you get it, like, it's one of them ones. But I think that the end of it, you just have to just keep going, innit? Just keep going from, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's interesting. I feel like, because man, we're talking about like who you're around and stuff like that, it's just, man's just voicing it, innit? Like, but it's sick to see your perspective of like, don't take it to heart, innit?
Yeah, that's what I think it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get people asking me all the time to post up things, and I kind of like to do things in my own time. You know what I'm saying?
100, yeah.
And I'm a very like strategical guy. I like my stories. Like if I know that, for example, I'm posting a mix on a Friday and it's Thursday night or whatever, like I'm doing certain things to work in my favor, like with the algorithm, and I'm putting up a poll or whatever and asking a question, and then I'm doing things in a certain strategic way. And then if a man asks me, "Oh, can you post up my this or whatever?" and but I know that I'm posting my mix on the Friday, and you want me to post your thing on my story on the Friday, it's gonna fuck up my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of doing stuff in a certain way. So even with flyers and that, like I get, you know, people who book me to ask me to promote their thing. I'll do it, but I gotta do it like
the Saturday or something.
I gotta do it in sequence in it when I know that, you know what I'm saying? Like if I got something that I'm leading up to, I'm solely focused on that leading up thing, and then I'll do everything else after that. You get me?
At the end of the day, it's your business, isn't it? That you're.
So I'm saying, yeah, man. And I'm very strategical when it comes to like socials, fam. So man, kind of know how the algorithm works. I'm not gonna speak like I'm. You know what I'm saying? But I understand it though a bit more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Let's talk on the socials thing, because this is what I was telling Hunter. I was saying, yo, I said DAYDAY's got the social thing on smash. TikTok, Instagram. I just see your thing flying every single time, whether it be the reels or the actual TikTok posts or stories, or even like the followers and stuff that you've been dealing with. So like, how did you? Obviously, you said lockdown. You kind of just like perfected it, worked on it. You got your media skills, your media trained in the sense of like. Editing, upload, all of that kind of stuff. Like, so, like, what? Like, can you give like 3 tips on like how to grow a social media platform?
3 tips, I'd say. Like, I'd probably say like, obviously, quite cliche, but obviously being consistent. Actually, let me have consistent as a second one. The first one would kind of be, obviously, depending on what you believe your gifts are or whatever it is that you have to offer to the world, in it. As I said, could be cooking or whatever, you know, just do videos on that, anything that you think is your thing, just create content in it. You got to create content first to pull it out online, you get what I'm saying? Then obviously being consistent, and then I'd also say to kind of be aware of like what's working in it. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at your videos or whatever and you're saying, yo, this kind of videos banged a lot, but then when I look at like a picture that I've posted, it's not really doing that well. Maybe you just need to post more of them kind of videos that you've just done in it. You get what I'm saying? Like, so like look at the numbers, because numbers don't lie from, as they say. You get me? And try and create more content like that. So that's the 3 tips I'd say is, just obviously create content in whatever field you're in. Be consistent with it. And
look at the numbers.
Look at the numbers, yeah. And like, that's why I would say like don't really get drawn into like having to post a certain amount of times every week or something like that, because I kind of got drawn into that myself, and that even so when you're talking about the mental health kind of side of it or whatever, I feel like during that period, these times I was making like personality videos in it, car. Like when I'm ready, fam, like I'll just start making some mad videos. I'll just do whatever you get, but I just have fun with it. You get what I'm saying? And I remember I was creating some like personality videos. It wasn't even comedy, it's more personality. So for example, I'd say like, okay, when people go to like a yard shop, you know, it's typical that you go to a yard shop, you ask for something and they say, we don't have that. You know them ones?
That's mad. We was out for your birthday yesterday. You probably didn't hear me. I was in the corner saying to man, we don't have that. We don't have that. Like, yo, we don't have this food like this. You're like, yo, you're in a yard shop. Like.
Now, real talk. So obviously I was just creating content that I knew was relatable, innit? And I'm just doing it in my own way, you get me? So I was creating that content and I noticed like people was messing with it. People was like, I was looking at numbers. Numbers are doing nice. I'm getting views. comments, likes going crazy. So I'm like, yo, okay, this must be a sign. Let me keep making more of these kind of videos. Started making more on that. And then my Instagram page, I kind of used to have it I used to edit the video. I used to have like the text at the top on it, and you can do all that stuff. And then after a while, my page kind of looked more like a comedy page kind of thing, like a banter page kind of thing. You get me? I didn't look like a DJ or whatever, which is where I was getting my P's from, DJing and events. You get me?
So it lost its personality on the way. Basically.
Yeah, kind of lost its. I was still posting up 1 and 2 like DJ things, but it was a lot of like personality things. You get me? And like I got into the kind of thing of like, okay, I need to post like X amount of times a week, like 4 times a week or whatever. Then I was kind of just almost forcing the content, you get me? And then I was thinking like, I got to a stage of thinking, nah, like I can't keep doing this. Like I need to like stay on brand in it. So I don't want people to think that I'm a comedian now in it and I'm not a DJ, you get me? So then I started to like archive them videos and that. Still 1 and 2 up there, but I started to archive them. And then that's when I moved on to TikTok. Then I'm like, okay, if I'm not doing it on there, maybe I could just post them on TikTok. It's a bit more of a fun app, innit? So yeah, that's what I was saying with that though, is don't get into the thing of like, I have to post X amount of times a week and that, because when you start getting into that, fam, you start forcing it, you start putting a lot of pressure onto yourself. Just create content and just post when you can, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like,
do whatever you can in between, innit?
Yeah, like maybe give yourself a bit of a goal of like, I want to post maybe once a week or whatever it is. But now I just post. If I got something to post, I'm going to post it, innit? You know what I mean? As and when, innit? Like, I don't put no pressure on myself. I was like, I need to post X amount of times a week, innit? Like, you got my like Gary Vee and that, and then man there, you got to post 7 times a day. Like all this, like, what's all that about, fam? 7 times a day and that. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. You know what it is? That's ridiculous, bro.
Oh my God.
Come on, man.
Because you know how I talked to you today? Like, yo, man's gonna do Monday to Friday now. But I come into this with the Gary Vee mentality, like, fuck that, yo. This content. Is my post. Yeah, content. But obviously, we've never had that discussion in it, but that's been in my head.
Nah, bro. I think it's good to have some kind of structure in it, or some kind of like, you know, as I said, I was creating content on a Tuesday, and then when I was doing my TikTok videos, and I was posting every day. That was like, I done it like, rather than working hard, I was working smart with that one day. You get me? So it's good to have some kind of structure, or know that, okay, on this day I'm gonna post this kind of thing. Like I did do it to some extent, where like on a Monday I was posting up like motivational stuff, because I was relating it to the day. Motivational Monday, it's the start of the week, blah blah. On a Thursday I probably post like a throwback. On the weekend probably like a DJ setting, because it's a weekend. Sunday I might just post, you know what I mean? So I was kind of doing it in order. But yeah, as for like the whole post up 7 times a day and all of this, it's a bit mad. It's not really healthy for you get me? Because you're putting too much pressure on yourself.
Facts.
So yeah, with the socials, bro, that's I say that's the 3 tips. And then yeah, obviously went on to TikTok during lockdown. Very consistent with that video every day. That just started growing, bro. Like I was doing the personality videos first, like uploading them. That was doing all right, but then I think I got to a bit of a creative block, because like naturally I'm not like a comedian type person in it. Like that's not where man started in it. So then I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And then I'm like, okay, DJ videos, and this is what man doing it. Like why don't I just mix up 2 tunes and go on, like, you know what I'm saying? So then I started doing them like individual artists, like Vibes Cartel, and I just pick 5 tunes.
3 word bars.
Yeah, 3 word bars. You know what I mean?
We were talking about him yesterday. Yeah.
Guys, I'm missing. That's what I'm going the next one, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. So I started doing them DJ videos, and then people were just fucking with them, and then TikTok thing just grew fast, bro. Like TikTok's an amazing platform, you know.
It's
great.
You know what it is? That's what I wanted. That's what I was gonna ask you before, and I said, I want to ask this because I want to ask this question. And the question was, because we've spoke to man in it, and obviously some people are like, nah, fuck TikTok, but yeah, man can't really see myself on that or doing that. But
Tabs, we're talking about you, Tabs.
even MS Blood,
Yeah, facts.
and
MS has got a TikTok though. Tabs is saying, I ain't getting a TikTok. I ain't never jump on.
Oh, slow it down.
Yeah, but obviously you're like a man that you're on there saying, yo, man's just marketing, promoting, putting myself out there, not really scared to like, you know, not say embarrass yourself, but not really scared to like
Be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself and show a funny side to yourself, and you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So like obviously some people's kind of like, how is it gonna look for my brand if I?
Yeah, they're not sure.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like a misconception that they have on TikTok, innit? Cause people probably think TikTok's like a dancing app. Or you think if you're on there, you gotta be dancing. And that. Like, you know the ones like that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what a lot of people think. But then when you actually start going on it, don't get me wrong. When you're a consumer and you're looking, there's just BS strippiness on it. BS strippiness, like some funny videos and that. But a lot of it's just strippiness in it. So sometimes it's hard to think, okay, where can I fit in? Like, what can I do? But again, I think it just comes back to whatever you do. Like, as I said, whether you cook food or you braid hair or you're a barber or whatever your profession or whatever it is that you podcast, do, you're just making your content, putting it on there from, like, you don't have to be dancing in the, you know, like our Suge Knight says, dancing in all the videos. Like, you don't have to be dancing in all the videos and all that in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta be doing all that. But I'll be honest, though, when I started, I was dancing in the videos. I was right dancing in the videos. I like to dance.
Yeah, that's fine, bro. Yeah.
That's the Omarion in
there. Yeah, I was like to dance when that was a You Got Served from, trust me. I don't gas it. That tune's a banger though. Yo, when I hear that tune, bro, it gets my gas. Yo. But yeah, man, like, I don't know, for people that might be a bit wary about starting on there or don't know what to do on there, I just think it's a fun app where there's no pressure really on it. Everybody's just on there to just post or whatever. People post fuckery on there. It's just be a rubbishness on there, bro. You get me? But I feel like Instagram's more of a platform where it's a bit more like professional. You get what I'm saying? So what you're posting on there is a bit more professional.
Yeah, 100%.
If you look at like Snapchat, bro, like Snapchat's like, you know, people do the maddest things on Snapchat, like behind the scenes, like people just wilding out. You get me? But they would never do that. They would never post that on Instagram, on their story. You get me? So it's to say, like, obviously Instagram's more professional. Just get me. TikTok's just a fun app, bro. Just have fun.
Because you know what it is? That's a fact. Because like my Snapchat is like personal. I don't add anyone and anybody on there. I just kind of, if I do ever want to show a bit of my life or my thoughts, it would be most likely Snapchat. Instagram is kind of like where I show my music. Podcast.
It's more professional, bro.
Yeah. Like, so there's a level, and then there's like TikTok where, like you said, like it's more professional than Snapchat because, you know, it goes to the masses. But definitely. Then it's not as professional as Instagram. It still can be fun and
still fun,
you can
bro.
Express your ideas because the sounds that they give you, you're not like stuck on just the default songs they give you. You can use your own sounds. Like if you had like a favorite kids song and you thought of like a cool sketch for it, you can just record it and then put it in there and then do it.
Exactly. I think it's just the creative thinking, and obviously you can, depending on what field you're in, you can obviously create your own sounds and all that type of stuff. You get me? Like you obviously as a music producer and you make music, you can go on there and say, I've seen man do it before. Like we might have thought of like, okay, I don't know, new like Beyonce Break My Soul, that house kind of tune. What if you remix that tune into an Amapiano thing? Like, you know, the ones like I've seen man say, oh, what about Break My Soul, but Amapiano? And then you're doing your thing and you're showing them, and then they hear the finishing product. Like, you know, the ones like, it's more of just a creative app in it where you just have to think creatively of the content that you're making, or you can just obviously create content and use other people's sounds, and it will still work.
Or
you
like
know,
recreate somebody's whole video, and then
yeah. It's a fun one, man. Trust me.
Nah, go on, sorry.
No, I was just saying it's the same with like Reels and that. So Reels haven't really connected as much as TikTok though. Like I've posted a video on my Reels, got like 12,000 views. My TikTok, the same video's got like 140,000 views. The same video.
TikTok's crazy.
The algorithm on TikTok
is mad.
Crazy,
bro. It's crazy. Great. It's a great app, fam. So I say to everybody, get on TikTok, fam. Trust me.
So quick one again. Have you, like, what are like the key moments or benefits that like being on social media like a TikTok's had on you? Have you like received more bookings, or like what other kind of like recognition have you got? What sort of recognition have you got from using them?
From TikTok, I'd say, I don't know, it could be more bookings. I'm not too sure. There's obviously, I've had a few people that emailed me and said, oh, like, I want to book your private party, etc. I don't really do private parties like that too much anymore. Mainly focus on the clubs and that. But I would probably say like, yeah, just people just showing me love from around the world, bro. There's people that message me on Instagram from places that I've never even heard of, from like saying, yo, I'm loving your mixes on TikTok and blah, blah, blah. And now they're now becoming like supporters of mine, you get me? So I think that's one of the main things that I really like. And yeah, again, it's just recognition, people being aware of my face, my name, who I am, what I do. Like, you know, when I do an event or whatever, they're then gonna see, oh, DAYDAY, oh yeah, my man's from TikTok, and you get me? It's all kind of connects in it, you know what I'm saying? So if it's not directly a booking, it's in some other way. They're gonna come through somehow, you get me? So yeah, bro, like that's what I would say still. And then obviously, sorry to cut you up, then obviously the the money that can be made through TikTok as well. So like TikTok's also got something called the Creator Fund, and I think you need to have like over 100,000 followers to access it, I think. And it's kind of like how YouTube works in it. So you get paid like on like your views or whatever. I don't really know the exact amount you get like per view, but even that, like I get paid through TikTok from the videos that I post. Then there's also the brand deals that man are getting, and these companies, they don't want man to be posting on Instagram, they want man posting on TikTok. So then there's also that as well, where that's
maximum reach on it.
Maximum reach, bro. So the man are, they're making money from that as well. You get what I'm saying? So it's crazy still.
I did not know about that thing on TikTok, that creator thing.
Yeah, creators fun. It's mad.
That's sick stone. I feel like, yeah, anyone that's like got their own business or brand or whatever they're doing, TikTok's a must, blood.
Yeah.
Tickers.
100.
TikTok's a
Tickers.
must.
You ever been live on TikTok?
Been live on TikTok, yeah, like during like lockdown and that. Not very regular, to be fair. Sorry, I'm just putting my phone
That's
back.
calm.
Yeah, I haven't been live on TikTok that many times, to be fair. It's something that I might get back into, but
Because we went on TikTok live for the first time today. That thing is confusing. But you know what it is? Man's got like over 7,000 followers or something on TikTok. So you just see names. But I think it's obviously because when you're scrolling, you can just see the people on like the For You page and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's obviously, it's only a few people stick around or whatever. But it's just sick exposure. Cause like we did it for about 15 minutes. We gained like 2 followers, but we got more views. So more people might have been clicking our links or whatever. I'm gonna have to see after, but like that alone was just like a sick experience.
Yeah,
There's just a lot of growth features on all of these apps now. So, but we're figuring that out, because before we were just posting and thinking, wow, our followers going up. It's because we wasn't utilizing all of the extras.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, 100%, bro. That's sick that you went on there, innit? You get me? I know you before you went on there, you're probably a bit nervous, like, yo, what's this gonna be like now? TikTok, man, it been live on there before you get me.
Man, it been live. Period.
So down. Yeah, man, it was proper still. Yeah, TikTok's it's a good app, bro. I love it still. Sick, fam. I need to be more consistent on there now, though. I've kind of come out of the routine a bit. You know, like when you go to the gym and then you kind of come out the routine of going to the gym, and then it's a bit harder to get back into the gym. You get me? Like the routine's a bit, you know what I'm saying? You start getting a bit stiff and that. Like, you know, your arm's stiff and you can't move your arm. And, you know, them the things. So it's the same with the content. Sometimes you start it back, but it's a bit stiff. Like, sometimes I have to make it flow again, you get me? But again, I think it just comes down to routine, bro, which I think routines, you know what I mean? It's one of the most important things, fam. Trust me.
Cool. So this is a question that man have been waiting to ask someone. Luckily it's you, because obviously you're a DJ and you DJ DAYDAY. Yeah. So Tabs, we've said his name quite a few times today, but he's been a very relevant, prominent figure in like our lives for like the last 2 weeks, because obviously us doing the episodes and what we've been speaking about, like a lot of his topics were like pretty what's the word? Like they've just been playing like a key role in that right now. Yeah, so he basically mentioned like Brum DJs not playing very many Brum artists.
Okay.
What can you say on that? Like what do you say? Is it because we haven't got the artists, the quality of the music? Like when I think of obviously being in the club, it's just London music, London. If when it's UK music, it's just London.
All that obviously over.
Yeah. So what is it? Why don't Birmingham DJs play Birmingham music?
I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a difficult one, innit? I feel like when it comes to obviously the DJing and playing out and that, a lot of people kind of want to hear tunes that they know. You know what I'm saying? As a DJ, I know, like, obviously, don't get me wrong, as a DJ, it's man's role to also put people on tunes, though, which I probably do mainly through my mixes, innit? Because when I'm playing, I want to just shut down the dance, innit? You know what I was like? I want that kind of vibe. But I think, I feel like it's a bit of, there's a lot of artists from Brum that I feel like, you know, I don't know, let's say for example, okay, Temper, for example, I feel like Temper's one of the baddest, you know what I'm saying, like from way back, and you would have known that from way back. Yeah. But I feel like he was on it, but then he kind of stopped making tunes for a bit, you know what I'm saying? So I think with some artists in Brum, there's a bit of lack of like consistency to put the tunes out. Because man know that they can make the bad boy tunes, you get what I'm saying? But then Daps on the Map or so, he's obviously got, big up Daps on the Map, he's obviously got another tune that he's coming out with. But man just need more of that though, you get what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't know, it's a bit of a difficult one. I feel like there's obviously a lot of, you know what's mad? I created a mixture for One Extra in it, a Birmingham mix. One Extra people hit me up and said, we're going to different cities. We want you to make a mix with Birmingham artists. So I put something out there, says, yo, like, email me tunes and that, blah, blah. Bro, I had bare people emailing my tunes, and obviously man was going through the tunes. Some of them were good, some of them like could do with a bit of work, but I'm still gonna listen to it. But when I listened to them, some of them I was like, yo, like there's a lot of talent, you know,
Okay,
which like man, people send me tunes, but they don't send me tunes regular, or maybe I just might not like get round to listening to it. You get what I'm saying? But when I actually had to make this mix now, obviously I'm putting in time to listen to people's tunes. 'Cause I want the best tunes in this mix, and it. I'm like, yeah, man, there's some talent still, but then it's difficult because I feel like I've never heard of them, or I've never heard their tunes. But why haven't I heard their tunes though? You know the ones like, why haven't I heard them tunes? Like, maybe it's like the marketing, because there's one thing, okay, if you got like a product, for example, I'm just gonna go back to the course now and relate it back to what I'm saying. So when I was creating my DJ course, that's one process, making the course. Then I realized, okay, then there's the marketing. Then I realized then there's like, I need to work on like sales. Like there's loads of different elements, you get me? So some people can be great artists, but then they might not be very good with the marketing. So you got you're a sick artist, you make sick music, but if you don't know how to market shit, fam, I'm never gonna see it, bro. Yeah. You know the ones like that's what it is. So I think sometimes the marketing, I don't know, you know the ones, it's quite hard to pinpoint, you get what I'm saying? But if I hear something and I fuck with it, I'm gonna fuck with it, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. If I don't hear it, I'm not gonna know what I don't know in it. You know the ones. So it's a bit of both still.
So if you hear a Brum artist that you think's cold, and you hear that tune, are you gonna play them? Yeah. Regardless of like if you think they're gonna
in the club.
In the club scene.
In the club scene, I would say it kind of depends on where the artist is as well, like in their career. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a tune that I hear and I think it's a banger and I know it's gonna mix with this next tune, like it's a tune that, I don't know, it's got a sample on there or something and it's just a bad tune, man will play that. You get what I'm saying? If I feel like it's a tune that it's a bad boy tune, but it will probably work better in like my mixes or something, then I'd put it more in my mixes so people can then hear it, and then when man do get to playing it, people know it. You get what I'm saying? I don't know, it's quite...
Are you saying it's sometimes it can be a risk in terms of you're not showing what response certain tunes can get? Because I'm saying in terms of like, let's say there's an up and coming Birmingham artist now, but the tune's cold, but no one knows the tune. And you playing that tune, you're not really sure, like, you might feel it, but like, you're not sure, like, if you're playing it in one of these popular clubs, like, what
kind of response we'll get? Now I hear that. I think, like, I'll be honest, when I play, a lot of the times I don't really drop in like new, like, I don't drop in new tunes. I drop in new tunes, but I don't really drop in new artists like that. You know what I'm saying? That's probably something that I maybe need to work on or maybe do. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like there's also in this DJ thing, there's DJs that kind of have different roles in it, and I don't think, although it's kind of like seen as like, you know, a DJ's role is to put artists on or to play new tunes, or you know, back in the day, like when it was all vinyls and that's what it was, innit? Like man would have the vinyls and man would play a tune and nobody's heard that tune before. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you called, what would that be called? That be called a tastemaker. Have you ever heard that saying before? So you have certain DJs that are tastemakers, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like Westwood, Charlie Slough, I suppose, he's doing his thing. If you're talking Brum, DJ Big Us, you know about Big Us? Yeah, there's another man who's like a tastemaker.
Big Us is so safe.
So that's like, I feel like that's what he does. You know what I'm saying? Me necessarily, I might put man's tune in my mix. If I play it out, I probably will play it out, but I kind of need to see like the buzz that you're creating for yourself as well. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, again, and I think it kind of comes down to like, I truly believe though, like you kind of have to create like a buzz for yourself as well. You get me? Like nobody's kind of gonna like almost like, you know, give you a handout, but you have to create your own buzz. You know, like it goes back to what I was saying earlier, innit? Like I wouldn't expect a handout from one of my bridges or somebody that I know or bring in, because I have to create my own buzz. So I kind of like to see the work rate that man are putting in as well. You know what I'm saying?
So like that's kind of like, to put it into context, it's kind of like you jumping on this podcast, you've seen it, you've read what man's doing, you've seen some of the videos and you thought, jump on these man's thing, but you've seen us putting in the work rate, you've seen us.
That's what I'm saying.
So
I think that's It's so hard to pinpoint, to be fair. And I do like the question, bro, 'cause it makes me think, you know what I'm saying? It makes me think, okay, I hear that still, because I probably don't really do that, you know what I'm saying? That's me being honest. I probably don't.
And we don't know ourselves as well.
You know them ones. But I think there's a few elements, though, to probably why. One, I probably don't see it or I don't hear it. So that's one of the main things, you know what I'm saying? Two, like, as I said, I like to see man putting in work rate, man putting in buzz. Like, man's creating a buzz for himself. That's what it's all about. People are gonna listen and be tuned in when you're creating a buzz for yourself. That's what's key, bro. When I was DJing and first playing in Bamboo and these other places, I was putting my mixes out and I was creating a buzz for myself. Hence why I got more bookings and I started to get more popular. The more popular you get, the more people are gonna fuck with you. So you have to make a buzz for yourself, bro. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, obviously if there's artists out there where I can see that they're doing their thing, they're making buzz, they got good tunes that are playing, they can get a run. You get what I'm saying?
That's I can see, because every DJ is gonna have a different answer for that.
Yeah.
But
Nah, definitely.
that's just something that we've been thinking about. We've been speaking about, like, yo.
Nah, it's a good question, bro, and it does make man think still. What do you like think about that?
I feel like I agree with you. There's bare talent in Brum, but obviously, like, I don't feel like Brum has like a scene where that's moving forward. Like, even though there's bare talent, it's stagnant at the moment. If you get what I'm trying to say, like, you see Manny. You probably hear Manny artists in the Manny clubs or London. You're 100% gonna hear London artists in London clubs, but in Brum, it's like we don't hear our own artists. So it's just like, why is that? That's just the question.
Yeah.
We just wanna.
I hear that.
Hear answers to it. Like, why don't we hear that?
Yeah, no, I do hear that. Yes, it's a difficult one, bro. I think again, it's just man, just have to just continue putting out the good shit, like putting out music that's great, fam. You know what I'm saying, and being able to market the music, make sure you're sending it to the right people, and then kind of just going from there, fam. You know them ones, like just letting it run in it. So how do you feel about? Obviously, you said there's no handouts, but how do you feel about like discovering Brum talent, or It's something that I feel like I do need to do more of. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, I've, like, in the link in my bio, like my my tap link or whatever you call it, where it's got loads of things. I've got one where it says like send me music, and not many people send me music though, so that's another thing. So then it's like, okay, I don't really get sent music much. I'm quite like streetwise, but at the same time, I'm very much in my own lane and I'm just doing my own thing in it. So like, I'm looking out, but I'm not like searching in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see something or if I hear something, I'm like, yeah, that's hard. You know them ones. I can't remember what you even said. That's my bad.
About the Brum music.
Yeah.
Birmingham artists.
Like, are you looking out, or like, are you like? Yeah, what was it?
Yeah. Either way, I think, as I said, bro, I just think that there needs to be more. I don't know. I need to get like tunes sent to me. I personally know that I need to kind of, I suppose, take on more Brum music and more Brum artists and maybe help them in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Even if it means I'm putting man's things in my mixes and things like that. Obviously, because I've been, I suppose, very focused on my own lane and doing my thing. As I said, I haven't been out searching for artists and things like that. Like, there's a few artists that I've seen that I'm like, yeah, these men are hard. Like Zeno, I think he's hard. Yeah. I don't know if you know him. He's
that's
like,
Zeno No Cap.
Yeah, he's hard, bro. He's hard, fam.
Yeah,
he's cold. There's a few artists like that, bro, that I think are sick, and I've put him in a few of my mixes and that as well. But he makes more like rap trap kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like melodic, like rap trap, which I think is cold still. So yeah, bro.
You know what? Sorry to cut you guys, but I think like when I think about it, I don't know. I bet I like people from Birmingham's work rate just not as, because I feel like the London people just move like the Americans. Like, I think London people are more likely to sleep in the studio. Remember what we was talking about? Just stay in there and graft and bang out the tunes, and even though they might be doing whatever they're doing and that, they're just like, yo, studio. I don't know, like, I feel like it's more of a hobby to us, because I don't like, sorry to get technical and stuff, but you see, like, in terms of like frequencies and what I want to hear and what I think sounds good to me personally, this is me speaking. You see, when I hear like a lot of London music, it just clicks. When I hear a lot of people from Birmingham, like the only few people from Birmingham that have kind of clicked to me is literally like Mist and Millions. No one really else to me, and maybe like Mowgli here and there, but nobody really has thought, yo, my man's perfected his craft. My man's, or this person's amazing at what they do. They might be good at certain aspects and that, but nothing clicks to me. And I've had quite a few Birmingham artists, like my brethren who shoots videos will send me all these artists. He's like, what do you think? I'm like, the video's sick. I'm like, the music I'm not a fan, not really a fan. Or like, it's all right, or they're okay and all that kind of like, but that's that's a consistent theme in.
I think it's that way. I think there's a mixture of, as you said in it, I think the quality of music of some artists that are putting out might not be great, but they've got the work rate and they've got the visuals and everything. You know what I'm saying? And there's other man that make great quality music, but they don't know how to promote the thing. They don't know how to get it out there. They don't know how to make people listen. So I think it's the mixture of both. And I do kind of think sometimes the consistency is a thing that Brum kind of struggles with. And I'm not talking for everybody in it, you know what I'm saying? But the consistency, especially when it comes to the music side, man, have to be consistent, bro. Man ain't talking DBE. Man ain't talking the slap out albums every week and that's long. But there has to be a level of consistency there, you get me, where you're making good quality music and you're marketing it correctly and you're putting it out there. And man know, like, which we'll probably get into, obviously, I've made 2 tunes myself, so I know it costs money, bro. And I suppose the money ain't really coming in like that. It does cost money, recording, mixing, the video, the models, the drinks, everything what you're doing, the putting it on GRM, whatever, it costs this much. It's costing that, you know what I'm saying? So it can be quite heavy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just think being consistent, bro, is just key.
Also, as well, I think, like, you've just reminded me, like, we don't have very many finished products in terms of, like, like you said, like, somebody might have the amazing rap skills or the talent, but then, like you said, nobody can, like, not a lot of people can market or whatever, like, but a lot of people from London have just have that by, like, default. They've got the look, you know what I'm saying, whether it's the drip, the grills, the hair, whatever, the music bangs, and they've got bad boy videographers, and then that's literally like it. Whereas we might have the talent, but the video might be a bit meaty, and the video. Obviously, this ain't me speaking for everyone, but I'm just saying, like, it is actually like a reoccurring thing that I've been seeing, and like the promotion, like you might see the video get reposted by 1 or 2 people. Like they might have not paid for like a good amount of promo or whatever. So yeah, like I don't think we have very many finished products, and it's evident like the people who were the finished products are where they are now.
Facts. Because like you're saying, like I'll say K-Trap gets spinned in Brum clubs a lot, but when you look at K-Trap, he does K-Trap well. Central C does Central C well. Like they're the finished products. Like K-Trap's got he's got the tunes, he's got his image in terms of whatever he raps about. He's got that down to a T. Central C got the tunes, got whatever he does down to the T. So it's fully marketed. Like you're saying, like London artists are like that. So to play their tunes in the clubs, it's kind of probably easier. It's more,
obviously it's more commercial, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, I suppose it comes down to what I've mentioned as well, innit? Like me as a DJ, I'm more than likely going to play the tunes that are going off, innit? That's what's going to get everybody jumping around. You get me? Like, and yeah, don't get me wrong. Like maybe I could kind of drop 1 or 2 tunes here and there, and you know what I mean, just make the people them hear it. But I definitely agree in terms of, obviously, you know, you have like finished products and things like that. But I think that also comes with, like, if you're looking at artists in London or other places, these men are probably on like record labels and things like that. So they've got money for stylists and that, so they can get all these drip and everything. You know what I'm saying? There's some man that are just, you know what I'm saying, man that are just trying a thing. Obviously, anyone can buy good, nice clothes and look good. But I think it is right what you're saying in terms of like the package in it. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of package it right. You got good music. Now it's all about the style and your perception and how you look to the people in it. And then obviously you're creating your kind of buzz around that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, it's an interesting topic still.
Interesting topic.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Therefore, hopefully we open up a discussion for other people to kind of think about and have as well.
100. Nah, but therefore, like, yo, if anyone's got tunes that they want to send me in it, just hit me up in the DM or click the link in my bio, you know what I'm saying? Obviously I got email on there for people to send me tunes, because again, I've put the link there because I'm aware that people might want to send me tunes. I don't really get sent that many tunes. As I said, I'm not really out here looking for the next artist or looking for this artist. But I do, after doing that Birmingham mix, that did make me realise, like, yo, there's some bad boy talent that I wasn't aware of. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely want more of that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it means I put them in a mix or play them in a club. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, I think that's what's needed still.
Especially for the city as well.
Yeah.
I feel like once the city grows, everything grows. Like, more Birmingham artists, the bigger the DJs get. Like more eyes on the city. You know what I'm trying to say? Whereas if it's just like we're messing with other cities, we're growing the other cities scene. If that obviously everything's together, but if we're all just playing London artists, we're growing their scene more. If our scene grows, more people are going to come to Birmingham because they're going to want to see the artists and that.
Sorry to cut you out. Just trying to say this before I forget. I feel like, and I might be giving somebody an idea now, you know, because I might do it myself. But if anybody else want to do it, you can do it first if you want to do it. But I feel like there needs to be like, you know, like a Kenny All-Star has like his mad about bars thing. But the thing is with that though, obviously at the moment Brum has like, P1101, them kind of channels there, and I don't know about the other ones that are still going, but there needs to be like one on that level though, and like a Kenny All-Star, mad about bars thing with the mic hanging.
We've got one called Lab Smoke, and that's Rome's.
Yeah, Rome's thing. Yeah.
But I don't know what's happening with that because I'm sure that got bought by.
So Lab Smoke, there might be another one that gets created, but even with that, you're getting artists that are asserted though. You're getting artists that are coming on there with the melodic flows and coming with the bars, and like they have to be vetted before to go on there, bro. That's what I'm saying. We don't want to do a thing where we put in too much people on there and people that ain't really giving man the quality of music that represents Brum in it. Because as I said, I had emails, and there was a lot of tunes that I was fucking with, and these artists were hard. Do you get me? And they need to get put on that platform where they're getting seen by many. And then again, obviously with Lab Smoke, obviously he's done that concept, which is sick. Created a product, but now there's the marketing. He might not be that good at the marketing. You get it? So that's where it gets difficult, fam. Man can create a sick product, you know, but then the marketing is where somebody might struggle because it's not really their expertise. So then they might need to get somebody else in who's actually good at the marketing to do that for them. If it means they need to pay them, that's the cost that you have to pay in it. But I feel like Brum, that's what they need. That's what Brum needs from, I think, anyway.
100%.
Putting on for big boy artists that are hard. Putting them on that thing, and then that's our own platform. And yeah, it'll be similar to a Kenny All-Star or whatever, but this is the Brum version, no? We're only Brum artists.
Yeah, like that. Only Brum artists.
That's what I think's needed, bro.
You know what's mad though? You see, GRM's got he's in London or whatever. Look how many man are just going on that. And it's not even like their second time or anything. It's a lot of these man's first time and they're all London. But I think it's because how big London is. Like, I reckon within the first year, we'd have no more artists. It would run out.
Nah, but you know what? I disagree with that because I feel like if it was to get to that stage where man are going on there and shutting it down, more man can be like, yo, wait there.
Yeah.
Let me start looking into the music thing more, like, because there's probably man out there with mad talent, but don't think they could do music. So I feel like when more people do it,
because was you saying man have to be vets? Is this what you're talking about, or not vets?
Nah, when I say vets, I mean like vetted in the sense of like there's certain. I couldn't explain it. No, like if you're going for a job interview, fam, you're basically getting vetted. Like you almost, not everybody can get the pass in it.
Like you guaranteed the job.
Like you need to, if you want to be on a show, you're gonna have to send me over 5 tracks that you've made or whatever. Okay. You're listening to the tunes. Yeah, my man's quality is hard. Let's get him on. If the tunes ain't going off, not today, lads. Okay. You know the ones.
You meant vet like missed millions.
Nah. Like vetted just in the sense where it's just kind of regulated in it. You know what I'm saying? It's regulated, and if man was to do that, so. You know, if I was to pull it out there, it's not a thing where you're doing like every week there's a new, new video or whatever. Because then, you probably will run out of artists, but you have to do it strategically. So you might do like seasons in it. So I'm giving man ideas now, you know. You might do like seasons, bro. So, or a series or whatever. So you got a series that has 7 episodes in it. So then that runs from, you might post every 2 weeks, for example. That runs from then to then, that lasts 2 months. And then there might be a period where you're creating content again and you're building up the hype for the next one. Vroom, then you got, man, got missed on this one. Boom.
Hey, and then people are gassing out. You do this, you know.
Bro, come on, man. I told you, bro. Get me on that, yeah.
You might have to, because you're breaking this down right now.
Nah, trust me, it's something that I've thought about still, but again, what we were speaking about off camera, I don't like to try and do too many things at one time, and you know what I'm saying? So something that, if it's not being done by the time I'm thinking about doing it, then I'll get it done to get me. But at the moment, trying to just focus on this online course that I'm doing at the moment, help people out with that. Just different things, you get me? Just keep it going, fam.
I think that's a bad boy idea, though. Bad boy idea. We need that.
Yeah, we need that stuff. Yeah, it'd be good. I think that one will be the game changer.
Game changer.
That one will be the game changer for real, fam.
Like there's some cold men out here that are cold.
Yeah, that will be the game changer, fam. You can either do ciphers and that.
We need ciphers back.
There's things going on, bro. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. So
we need ciphers.
This is what I think is needed. You get me? Because then, you know what I'm saying? Like
the quality. You know, if that whatever channel, whatever it is, Instagram, whatever it is, sets that bar, then the quality is only going to come up to here.
Yeah, definitely.
It's only going to come up because man, I'm thinking, yo, to get onto that, I have to shut it down like those 7 man shut it down.
Yeah, 100.
Or I have to make sure my 5 tunes that I send to DAYDAY or whoever it is that's doing it, I have to make sure, my 5 tunes are solid.
Because you see early SBTV and early Link Up, bro. Them man were like, every man that was going on that page, even if you never heard of them before, bro,
shelling it.
These times I had a Blackberry, and I don't care if you had an unknown name, bro. I was going on Tubi, I was extracting that MP3 file. Bro, like
shelling it. Like man, I'm looking at it and thinking, yo, this is my F64 or whatever it is, and yo, I'm not messing it. My big Link Up, I'm not messing it up. I'm not messing it up.
Nah, it's a big platform, man. I think it would be great, bro, for Brum in it. But again, we'll see what happens. Get onto Rome's in it. Tell him like Rome's has already set it up in it, so you may as well go on through with that in it. If he needs help, call me up. You get me? And man can try to sort something out. You get me? But for me to then start a whole next thing, it's just it's not right now.
But I feel like, you know what it is? If there's like 3 channels that are doing it, it does push the scene even further because it's not like you're competing with each other, but it's like if one channel is doing it sick, the second channel is gonna want to do it sick as well, and the third channel. So the levels are like upping. You know what I'm trying to say? Whereas if just one person is doing it, there's no levels. That one person is setting the levels. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
It can get like a bit sticky though. If I can imagine if that was to happen, it would be like, you know, using the same artist and that, like, yo, why am I using the same artist that I use, but your teeth in my tick, like, you know, them kind of mentalities. We're not really, but that mentality can happen though. You get me? Where man might think, nah, you're rubbing my idea on that, but multiple things can go out at the same time. There's 100%. More than enough for everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, there was grindblog.com, Jojo and them man.
Shout out Josh.
Shout out and them man. Then you also had Word Up TV and all these next ones in it. You know what I'm saying?
Word on Road,
Word on Road. Sorry, P110. Then you got JDZB. They're from Brum as well, innit?
I'm
I
sure.
think so. Yeah, they're from
either Brum or like Wolverhampton.
Either way, you know what I'm saying? Like there's competition, but there's not competition in it. Like we need to have like the abundance mindset, and everybody can win. Like we're not having the scarcity mindset, saying nah, you can't have it, 'cause I've got it. Like that's kind of where it goes a bit downhill.
Because look, there's Jerome Daily Duppy, there's Fumes Engineer, there's Kenny All-Star, there's Next Up, then you got the Black Box,
Fire in the Booth,
that's why they're seen so big. Because if everyone's doing it and everyone's doing it to a good level, if you're doing it, you have to do it to a good level, bro. Or you're gonna get overlooked.
I think that's, you know what it is, bro. I feel like man Raw got the formula. I feel like that's the formula we're talking about now. You know, when you're deep it, there's none that we've got really on that level in it. As you just named all of them that you just said, bro. Black Box, Kenny.
They ain't got nothing breaking anybody.
All of that, bro. Like them breakthrough ones. That's what man need, bro. Because as I said, there's so much artists that are out there that are sick, but man don't know about them. Because they need that opportunity to get onto that stage there, and it don't necessarily need to be the London ones in it, like the Brum ones. You know what I'm saying? Like if you focus on our own, you know, like that.
Because if you go on the London ones, naturally they're gonna get overlooked by the London artists.
Yeah,
but if you go on the Brum one, you're not like people from Brum are looking at you.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, I think that's what's needed still. That's definitely what's needed. Then that's only gonna help with, again as well, like as the DJs and DJs would like to see, like, yo, DJs will be tuned in, yo, that's hard. When I'm gonna then play that, cause then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like it works both ways. But as for now, obviously, as we said, there's not really much of that kind of scene in a sense. So that's where there's a bit of a grey area of like, you know what I'm saying? Like building that
opportunity for whoever wants to be an innovator or
real talk,
break down doors. There's the opportunity for you to go through
that room's a shatter, man. You know what I'm saying?
I see him over there,
man.
I need to speak to him, blood.
Get money, blood.
Facts.
Listen, I'm gonna hit up Rose myself, blood. I'm gonna hit up Rose myself, blood. Cause this is a great idea. You know what I'm saying?
Say, watch this.
I feel like I'd be able to work something with him still, and my mind with what he's doing,
marketing and that.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy still.
Say less. So
But you know what? We got something out of that conversation.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Tams is watching this.
What was I saying now? So like, back to like socials in a way. I seen on socials the other day, like on your page, that was it your nephew or your little cousin or something?
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
I'm like a nephew.
So you got your nephew a MIDI controller for Christmas or his birthday?
Yeah.
So like, how's that going? And like, how do you feel about like inspiring the youth?
Yeah, man. So I got him a DJ controller for Christmas. That was last year still. Was it last year? Yeah, something so. And then obviously, he was already kind of learning like how to DJ with me and that anyway. Like, he's quite funny, just very energetic. He's like myself. I'm like, it's mad because he's my little nephew, but he's like my brethren at the same time. You get me? Like it's cool, man. So like, yeah, I was teaching him like mixing and that. And then when obviously I bought him the little controller, he was then gassing. It's mad because it reminded me of me when I was younger, innit? Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was just gassed with it and he's mixing and that. And to be fair, we haven't really done it for a while. Like, I bought him the decks and that, but then he needs a laptop and all these different things, you get me? So he hasn't really been doing the mixing. We touched the decks again the other day, but he's kind of forgot a little bit, you know what I mean? So man, I have to help him out a little bit more. But it's good because man, I just giving him something to enjoy in it. He obviously loves music and it's good to see like happiness coming from him, you know, like that. And then just inspiring the youths, like that's a good feeling, bro. Like, as I said, I work with this Genesis Sun, which is a social enterprise that helps and inspires like young black youths and that. It's in Wolverhampton. Do that every month, and yeah, it's good. Like when they're there, and a lot of the youths, bro, are so intelligent, fam. Like when man have like special guests coming on and speaking. Like for example, we had that Cordell Jeffers. He's a motivational speaker from Brum. Jay Hoodrich, he's obviously telling his story about Hoodrich and that, and like the questions that they've got for these speakers, bro, like the intelligent questions, like they're talking about deep things, like, you know, okay, so you're on this journey, blah blah. How did you find that with like mental health? Like, did you go through anything? You know, like them kind of questions.
How old are the kids?
Like from like 12 and that, like 12, 13 and that. But obviously a lot of them are quite small as well, you get me? So, but obviously that's just one example. They're asking some questions that I'm thinking, bro, I wouldn't even ask that myself, you get me? Like, so they're very inquisitive, bro, and like tuned in. So like, it's good to kind of work with them and kind of, you know, be like almost like a role model and inspire them, you get me? I think that's important, bro. The new generation, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot going on in this world, innit, where people can go down that road there, you get me? And look, it's seen as like it's cool to be doing this and doing that, and you know, especially with the music that's out there nowadays, and lick up this man and do this to that man. You're listening to that all the time, bro. That's gonna be reality, innit? So man, they're just trying to do something positive for not just the youth, but for everybody, innit? You know, like that. So yeah, man, that's what's going on with that.
What advice would you give to like a young up and coming DJ or anyone who's trying to DJ? Period.
What advice? I'd say like, yeah, just to kind of like have fun with it, you know, just to have fun. I'm just relating back to like me when I was young, bro. Like I was just having fun. I was just enjoying the process. I wasn't putting any pressure on myself. Again, I wasn't thinking like, you know, I want to be like this person, or I want to be DJing in this festival or whatever. You know, like you can have your goals and your dreams and that, but don't put too much pressure on yourself, and just have fun with it and just enjoy. And just put that time into yourself, in it, as we said earlier as well. Like, spend time with yourself, focus. You know, if you do work or if you go into school or college or whatever, make sure when you go home or whatever, you put in an hour or something, like, you know, just try and put time into yourself, and eventually you will grow. You know what I'm saying? As man said, 1% every day after 365 days is 365% at the end of the year, fam. So that's significant growth. You get what I'm saying? That's only 1% a day, fam. So that's what it is, bro.
Real shit. That's
what I'd say.
So yeah.
Yeah, man. You know when I like when I say so, you know, and it connects. You know, when it connects with that. I see it in man's brain. Man's like, yeah, that one bangs.
Because you know what it is, bro. You see us doing this, like you said, like we do this for ourselves, like first and foremost. Obviously, we're trying to inspire everyone, but I mean, like, we did this because we love conversation. So we're learning. Like, I might not read a book this week, so me coming and having a conversation like this, bro, it opens up my mind. So now it makes me want to go read a book, let's say.
Definitely.
Or this might be my dose of, instead of reading.
Yeah, 100.
Facts.
Like, I was reading a book. No, not reading. I seen something on TikTok the other day, and the geezer was basically saying, like, don't feel like you're an idiot or follow social society thinking that you have to, if you're trying to be like a millionaire or whatever, you have to read a book every day or every week. Like speaking to your homie that, you know, is just as clued up as you, or more clued up, is just enough information or like can stimulate your brain as much as a book can. Like you don't like, you're saying like you trying to force yourself to read a book every week or every other day or whatever, like it kind of frigs up how your brain thinks, kind of thing. And I thought, you know what, because sometimes when I try to force myself to read and that, bro, I don't enjoy it, and I just feel like not even drained. I'm just like, because I'm not taking in the information how I want.
You're not tuned in, you're just reading it for the sake of reading it.
Just to try and make myself feel better, like, oh, I've read a book today or I've read a chapter or whatever. But if I'm not in the mood or whatever, like, I'd rather speak to Tycoon for however many hours or whatever and be like, yo, the new day comes, I'm like, yo, let's get it.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is? I agree with that, because I feel like everyone's journey to where they get to that level is different, innit? Some man might be like, yo, books help me. Some man might be like, the gym helped me, or some man be like, routine helped me. Like, everyone's recipe is different. Everyone's recipe is different, you get me? But like, the outcomes are similar, but everyone's recipe is different. Like, that man is saying your story for DJing is gonna be different than everyone else's, but everyone might be doing the same thing. So one man might say, yo, read books and blah blah blah, but a man might say, yo,
I agree.
Yeah, you don't have to, like, I watch interviews.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Everybody has their own way of taking in knowledge in it, you know what I'm saying?
Doing things,
real talk. Someone might be reading up blogs or whatever, or watching interviews, or listen to a podcast, or reading a book. Some people listen to audio books, but I think it comes back to, again, like maybe following like a bit of a routine in it, or trying to follow a routine, but again, if you don't feel like reading a book that time, don't force yourself to do it, in it. It goes back to like when I was creating the content and that. Don't put too much pressure on yourself of trying to do this. Like, you can have a plan, but if it doesn't go to plan, it's okay, in it. Like, you'll get back to it like soon, in it. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, there is times, as we said, like times where you're on it, and then there's times where you feel a bit can't be arsed or a bit down or whatever. But you gotta just kind of, as I say, you got to kind of weather the storm, in it. Like, maybe like clouds and storming at the moment, but just weather the storm, and then the sun is going to come back out, in it. Like, you have to just weather the storm, bro. Just keep it stepping.
Facts. So, if you know about the podcast, bro, you know, obviously we have this question that we like to ask everybody.
I know what's coming. I do my research.
So, DJ DAYDAY.
Yeah.
What does last place mean to you, bro?
Last place. You know what's mad, bro? I thought I was prepared for this question, you know, but I'm not. Last place, bro. Last place to me, I feel like, to me, it's okay to be last place. If you're last place, it's okay to be last place, bro. I'm like, going back to the Nipsey Hussle thing, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, bro. There could be a man that's in first place. My man's bullying out himself. I'm in last place, you know, but I'm taking it nice and easy, bro. I'm taking a nice, steady run. I soon overtake you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, last place to me is, I'm always going to try and aim for the first place, but I'm happy and humble at where I'm at. And I know I'm going to get there, and I'm just trusting the process. You get me? You know what it was? I'm just trusting the process. I got faith. You know what it was? That's a mad question, though, you know. But it's a mad question still.
It is. Nobody, you can never be prepared for it, innit? Like, even if you thought about it, you just kind of like... And I think, you know, because we ask it so later on into like the
people
talk,
forgetting it.
Like, people forget, but then, you know, because of like everything we're talking about, like your journey, your hardships, and where you are now, and what you're trying to do, and how you've inspired people, you kind of like, I was really, I'm here, I'm in last place, or I was there, or, you know what I'm trying to say? Because nobody who's been on this podcast is up, like, is where they want to be in it. There could be 10% away from where they want to be. They're still not first, bro. You know what I'm saying?
In their head, to other people, they're gonna look at you and be like, you're where I want to be.
You're the DJ waving.
You're like, I'm still in last place.
You're the DJ waving the Brum flag for a lot of people.
You know what I'm saying?
Get it? Nah, I'm definitely not. I'm definitely last place now. I'm there still. It's mad, bro, because again, as you said in it, people will look at man and say, yo, you've done this or achieved this and achieved that. But then it's like, I'm very grateful with where I'm at in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot be grateful. I show gratitude every day, fam. I try and praise the Lord. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But obviously, man are always gonna, I suppose, have goals and try and achieve different things. But yeah, man, bro, that question is
Because you know what?
It's done me over. You know, I'm gonna be thinking about that when I'm driving back.
You know what it is? You know what it is? The main thing is to understand that last don't mean you're gonna stay there, and last don't mean that you lost.
Yeah.
It's just that mentality of always striving to get to for more. Even when you first, you tell yourself, I'm in last place, because that's how, you know. I don't know if you're into football and that.
Not really too tough.
Well, okay, let's say this. It's like anything you do. It's just like always have that come up mentality, because that's how you continue to strive for more. And
that's that. You know what Kobe used to say about like the Mamba mentality. Like he just used to be like, they're like, oh, you've won 2 rings or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you won 2 rings. You're the MVP, and he's just, what do you say? Not finished yet or something like that.
Now I feel like, I suppose it can, if you have that mentality that you're in last place, even if you're not in last place, so you don't feel like you're in last place. I don't obviously feel like I'm in last place, because I'm very ahead with my journey. That if you have that mentality, I suppose it is gonna drive you more in it. Like, yo, I need to get it. Like, I'm gonna continue going in it. You know what I'm saying? But then what happens when you get to the point where you know you're not in last place?
Because you know what it is? It's,
you get what I'm saying?
That's a good question, because you know what it is? It's not like you're forgetting your gratitude. You know, you're being grateful for what you got, but at the same time, I don't know if you've ever experienced it. Like when you're doing great things in life, like everyone can praise you, and then it's like you might not take your foot off the gas, but like
get a bit complacent.
Yeah, complacent. But in your head, you know you've got goals. The goals never stop in it. Like the targets, the goals never stop. But that's just the mentality, and it's just like,
and like he's saying, basically, like, let's say all your goals are finished, and you know you've just like, basically it's like, it's the mindset, or it's just so you don't forget where you came from. It's like the humble beginnings thing, and it like never forget where you came from, how you started, what you did. It's just like a constant reminder to remember where you the beginning.
Yeah, nah, for real, bro. It's crazy, fam. It's crazy. I'll be honest, you see this thing in the back, fam. It's kind of tripping me out, you know, bro. The buildings thing, bro. I don't know what it is, fam. It's tripping, but now, sorry, I was really trying to focus, and I was taking in what I'm saying, but I'm still tripping at the same time. But,
there's no birds flying across.
Few gazes, but nah, real talk though, man. Like, yo, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So where can you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
5 to 10 years. Okay, I'm 28 now. 5 years, you know, quick maths, 33. You know the ones I was trying to work. I like to work out with the ages in it.
That's what I did with the first one.
Yeah, I gotta do that, bro. So 5 years from now, I'd say like I'm making like money passively, which I'm making at the moment, but like in abundance. You get what I'm saying? Where I don't have to work, you know, too much to make money. Also, I want to have like, I'll probably say about 3 properties that I own. I'd probably say 2 to 3 properties that I own with my own property as well. Obviously I got a missus and that, so me and my girl. I'll probably say in the next 5 years or so, I'll probably have a youth, maybe probably have a little child. We don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember back in the day, bro. Like, I would be in school and say, yeah, man, like by the time I'm 25, I'm gonna have this and I'm gonna have a baby, or gonna have whatever. Or, you know, like when you try to plan out your life and you think, yeah, but by the time I'm 25, I'm gonna get, and then you reach 25, you say, Ross, none of that never happened, you know. It's like, so obviously I'm just talking, what's it called, hypothetically. So yeah, I'd say like, you know, owning a few houses, having my own property, me and my missus going good, maybe a child, business running nice, being able to give back and help others in the next 10 years. That's when I'm 38. Again, I'd say just more growth, more money, more success, more giving back to people. I'm just trying to just share like a lot of love in it. You know what I'm saying? Like give love to the world, fam. I feel like that's something that the world doesn't have enough of. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, as we know with the socials, there's always some kind of fuckery going on. You know what I'm saying? And like a few of my I wouldn't really call them role models, but like a few people that I look up to and like icons, and that would be like P Diddy and like DJ Khaled. They're probably the 2, fam. I got them on my vision board, fam. I think DJ Khaled, his vibration and just how he is as a person, he's always on good energies. He's just pushing out love, fam, and like the love that he has for his kids and his work rate and all that type of stuff. Like, I admire that. P Diddy is the same, like his journey and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see myself in his journey. The way how he puts out love and good energies, that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's kind of where I see myself being like becoming like the next P Diddy, DJ Khaled kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
possible, blood.
That's where I'm at in it, and that includes like, you know, if it means I'm like flying out to different countries and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. That's where it's gonna be. But I think just making money, like, you know, in high amounts through different streams, that's where I'd want to be still.
That you enjoy as well.
That man enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, 100%. And obviously, it's not. No, money is not the be all and end all in it, but same time, man wanna be comfortable. Man wanna help out the fam. Like I ain't come from like starts where like my family have been up or anything like that. You get me? And obviously, if you've come from them kind of beginnings, then obviously it's good. But my family, I remember back in the day, bro. Like even in school and that, like when there's like school trips, like some of my bridges would be going like France and these places, like. Man, we're going there, bro. Like, man, fam can't afford for me to free bags for man to go France or whatever, bro. It's not that time. You better stay in your yard, but I read 2 books. Like, you know, like I'm on them kind of things, bro. Like, obviously, you know what I mean, man never grew up like struggling on that end, but
but man couldn't have the nice.
Man couldn't have the few of my bridges would go there because they're there from a pattern and that. You get what I'm saying? But like even things like that, just now, just working hard to be able to give back to like. My parents, and obviously our parents are only going to get older, and you know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to provide, you know, your family, your own family that you may have, your kids or your girl or whatever, your siblings, you know what I'm saying? Like I see it as like that. I want to like, I don't know how long it's going to take, but say man get millions. 1 million is not enough, you know. I just put that there for now. 1 million is not enough, bro. Like I think even 10 million, it's not bad, but in my head I'm like, yo, 100 milli, bro. That's where I'm at, bro. Yes. That's where my mind is. 100 milli. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to make my fam like millionaires, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's instant, bro. Just quick.
Hit in their bank deposits like you're a millionaire.
Even that though. Before that happens, bro, some of my fam, they have to go upon some financial literacy training or something. Because I don't want to give you the millions and then the million done tomorrow, blood. Because you spend off the million on fuckery and then you want to ask me for another million. You know the ones? Financial literacy training where you can manage money management, where you can manage, or if I provide you with a money management person who's gonna see like your finances. You know the ones, but that's
or come to me with a business plan.
That's what I'm saying. But
and I'll give you the money.
100. That man can get equity off. But in my head, that's kind of where I see myself going. You get what I'm saying? In the next 5-10 years. Also getting back into the music as well, but not really like rapping, more on the executive producing thing and just bringing the vibrations.
And your DJ Khaled tip.
DJ Khaled tip, my P Diddy tip.
Dancing videos,
I'll be all up in the videos, you know, I'll be all up in the videos doing my thing, you get what I'm saying? I'm in the background, don't stop, let's go. Like, I want all of that, fam. I can see it, like, I can raw see it, fam.
I can see it as well.
It's gonna come, fam, but again, just timing in it. Like, during lockdown, obviously, I was working on the course, so I was doing the scripting and all of that. And then I also, as I said, off camera, I was also bought like a controller thing in it to produce music on, like a Akai music controller thing. And as man was learning like the sounds and all that type of stuff. But after a while, I thought I can't put my energy into like trying to create this online course, which is the whole thing in itself. I was writing it word for word. Now that I think of it, I can't believe I've done that, bro. I was writing 24,000 words. And it wasn't even finished yet. 24,000 words, bro. That's like 2 dissertations, bro. Like, you get me? So I was thinking I can't focus on creating this online course and focus on trying to become like a producer or the music producing, because both of them are taking up a lot of time and energy. Music production you can go for your whole day, bro, and you've only just finished one beat because you're trying to perfect the beat. Like, you know the ones.
You know what though? I want to challenge that though.
Yeah.
You know, I want to challenge that because I used to think that, but then, like he's saying, it's like sometimes it's just if you lay a brick, you don't need to try to build everything straight away. Innit? Like if you sometimes it's like you might just do an hour. Like you're saying, 365%, 1%. Like,
yeah.
Some things, cause I feel like when you look at certain people like Kanye West or Elon Musk and just leave it up, they're doing bare things, bro.
Yeah.
You think, Magic Johnson, I don't know if you know about Magic Johnson, and you think, yo, how does my man have so many businesses? And how are these men doing so many things? But it's just like,
no, I agree.
When you got that bigger, I feel like when you got like a bigger 10-year plan, you realize that, yo, I don't need to do everything within a year. Like, this is my 10-year plan. So these things I see myself doing in 10 years, I'm gonna take my time with everything.
I
don't need to try and make sure that this one's the biggest within the year, or this one's the big. One thing can be the biggest within 5 years. One thing can be the biggest within 8 years. But just brick by brick, I agree.
You
know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I do agree with that still. I feel like that comes down to, I suppose, the time management and and you have to have discipline with it as well, though, which I think is difficult when like what I was doing. I was kind of like, you know, getting into the beat making and that. And once you start, bro, and you start making a beat, bro, you just want to you don't want to, like, you know, finish the beat there and then, but you're just into it, though, innit? You're just so into it, bro. So even if you did do the time management, or there's something called time blocking in it, which I try to do sometimes, where, like, if I'm obviously, because I know that I've got a lot of different things that I'm trying to do, if it's to create a mix or create a video or do this or do that, I'll give myself, okay, I'm going to spend 3 hours on this and it. From 12 till 3, I'm focusing on this, for example, for hindsight, you know, music production. From 4 o'clock till this time, I'm focusing on that. You get me? So I suppose it's more so having the discipline, creating a routine, and that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So I like that you did challenge it, because it can be done still. But I think during that time, 2020, them times there, I think I was already trying to do other things. Like I was doing the lives, I was making mixes and things like that. And I think I was putting a high percentage of time into, say, I don't know, like the music production, and trying to also put a high percentage of my time into the online course. You get me? Like, and that's where I kind of felt like my energy was being burnt out a bit.
It's kind of mad though, because like everything
because you know, I like this conversation. I like, you know, I'm going to
because like I was gonna say, everything that you said there, like in terms of like the music course, the DJing, the lives, all of that's one bundle. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's all, everything's relevant to each other. The music production is kind of very away from those things. So like I can see why you was just like, this isn't it right now. Because even though you was doing a million things over here, they were all very relevant within each other. You could be learning to do your mix, figuring out, you know, what should I put in the DJ, in the course and stuff like that. But then you figuring out what to put in the course, you could record yourself, put that on TikTok, speak about it on the blah, blah, blah. But then the DJs, the music production is a completely separate entity altogether. So like I could see why you'd be like, nah, like I'm gonna leave this alone for a bit.
Yeah, I think it's just separate entity. Obviously, it's kind of similar at the same time, because music got music in it.
Yeah.
Make a mix or course, or I'm creating music. I really enjoy doing it, to be fair, and I will kind of get back into it. I think I just struggled with if you look at like a pie chart in it, like the percentages that you're putting out into different things, and how much time and effort you're putting into it. So I'd probably say I was putting, say, like, I don't know, I was trying to put like 40% into music production, 40% into, I'm talking just my time and energy during the time period I was doing it, 40% into the online course. And then I'm also trying to I'm trying to do mixes, then I'm trying to do this and trying to do that. I felt like I had too much on my plate, like too much time and energy. I suppose maybe it was just, I wasn't disciplined enough to create these time blocks where I'm saying, okay, or even like I've tried bare things for them. I think it's just the routine. Like even some days I've said, okay, let me plan out the week. So on a Monday, I'm going to be doing DJ mixes or creating content. As I said, on a Tuesday, I might create TikTok content. On a Wednesday, it's solely focused on music production. So there's even that way of doing it, which I've kind of followed a little bit, but I've kind of come off the routine. I suppose it's just being disciplined to it, and which is the difficult part.
You know what? I would say from my own personal experience here, because man work, man do the podcast, and man do bare other things as well. You get me? But I feel like once again, I'm a bit more lenient with my time management, but I schedule my days in it. I try to schedule my days. I try to follow that schedule, but if I don't follow it, I don't beat myself up. You get me? But I still make time to go out and that. But then again, like things that man are doing, I always say I remind myself, because the podcast takes up bare man's time. Man's got work and that. Man's got other things as well. But I always remind myself, like, yo, things don't need to be like, you don't need to do everything within a year, bro. Like, you could do, whatever you want to do, you could dedicate 1 hour to do that. You know what I'm trying to say? But I feel like, you know what it is? I feel like I feel like for me personally, if you got, like, let's say you're doing 5 things, I feel like when you plan out those 5 things that you're doing in terms of like to-do list, you can manage your time better. Yeah. Because if you've got, like, Gary Vee mentioned something called reverse engineering. So you start from your the end goal and work your way backwards. So like if you've got 5 things that you want to do, so you might have a checklist for 5 things, and then just gradually tick off each thing, and then by the time you look, you've got to that end goal where you've got everything done now. But it's not about trying to do you can't, like, physically you won't be able to do everything in it, but if you stretch over a span period of time, you can. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Like, I don't feel like we should limit ourselves and tell ourselves we can't do more than one thing because we can.
Yeah. Nah, 100%. I'm definitely not saying that, guy.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I know I do multiple, you get what I'm saying? And I definitely agree, because some people might think or try and box you into one thing. Like, even with me, and it, like, I'm a DJ. See, when I started making tunes, fam, I know there's probably a man thinking, hey, what's DJ DAYDAY making tunes? Or the other DJ might think, why am I making tunes? What's he doing? And that, you get me? But I know what I want, and I'm just spontaneous, and I'll do it because I like to. I'm having fun in it. Like, I don't really care in it. I just do it. You know what I'm saying? Man can't box you into doing one thing. But I think, obviously, what it is trying to organize it or plan it in a way where you've got it, like, you know, scheduled and planned. Like, as you said, you kind of do different things on different days, which is what I've kind of tried to kind of plan out before. I've done it for a little bit, but it hasn't really lasted too long. That's just the lack of discipline, I suppose, though, innit? And I think because obviously, I don't know, it's weird, innit, when you kind of have something that you set out for yourself, like in terms of like a plan, and then you're on it, but then you kind of fall off. Like, it happens though, innit? It's life, you know what I'm saying? Like, things happen, like, you go to the gym and then you're on it, and then you might fall off, and then you like have to restart, and then or something might not work and you have to change it up a little bit. So yeah, man. But after this, I might get back into the,
because you know what it is, man go gym as well, and sometimes I'll say to him, you ain't been gym this week, but like man is saying, man, I'm not going gym just for today, man, I'm going gym for life. So even if I don't go gym this week, I can't beat myself up. Like, this is a thing that man's doing for life. Like, everything that man's doing right now, I don't see myself saying, yo, next year I'm done. It's for life. So I have to figure out how to put all this in, because like you're saying, sometimes you could, I don't feel like if you're doing 5 things that you love to do, whenever you're doing, let's say the second thing, I still feel like if you really enjoy it, you're still going to give 100% in it. Like, man do bare things, but when man come to the podcast, man still, because man enjoy it, man's giving 100%. When man do whatever else man's doing, 100%. Because I feel like it's about being in the moment when you're doing that thing, innit? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, 100%, bro. 100%.
So I feel like whatever you're doing, if you're doing 50 things, as long as you're in that moment when you're doing that 49th thing or 47th thing, you can get it done, innit?
Yeah.
And it's about that 5-year plan, 10-year plan. If you're thinking about, I need to do these 50 things within a year, you're gonna burn out, bro.
I think I agree, and I think obviously there's that, you know, trying to do loads of things within a year, but then there's also trying to do loads of things within a day, which I think why it is quite important to, as opposed to plan out your days, especially me, like, be self-employed now, and I've got different things that I'm trying to do, TikTok, this, that, whatever, planning out the days, because I suppose during the lockdown, everything was just a bit all over the place. Everybody's had chill time in it. Everybody had all the time in the world, you get me? And I didn't really have my shit like planned in the sense of this day I'm going to do this day. Every day just came and I thought, okay, I'm going to create some beats today, or I'm going to do this today. I didn't really have it planned. So then one thing with me as well, I feel like I'm quite time conscious. Like, I'm very time conscious from, like, which I've noticed, like, even little things. Like, I like to go to gym in the morning, innit? I don't really like going to gym in the afternoon and that. Because it's just weird. I like to, naturally when you go to gym, you're obviously going to want to go home and shower and that. I just feel like it's long. I like to just kill it out the way, fam. So if it goes past like 12 or past a certain time, I'm like, I don't really want to go now, because I can't have to go home. Then I have to go get dressed and showered again and do it, sponge up my hair again. It's just long. This is long, you get me? Or I don't know, like, I'm quite time conscious. So I think during that time, during lockdown, when I was doing the music production, I was trying to do quite a few different things within the day. Like, I'll get into making beats and that. And then I'm like, okay, I'm making it, and I'm getting into it. And as you know, we're searching for different sounds and all this. It's a long process from, you know what I'm saying? You're on the laptop for time, then you're trying to do something else, and but by that time your energy might burn out now. So then you can't really put too much effort into that. So it's like, you get me? I think that's where my struggle is within that. But as I said, I think if everything's planned out, different days that you're doing different things, you're being present during that time. Like now, man, in the podcast, like, obviously would have had other things going on before this or whatever else, you get me? But if you just kind of time block your time and you focus and be present, man, I'm going to deliver in it, which I think is key still. So, and I like this, bro, even, what day is it today? Forget the days. Sunday, innit? Sure, Sunday, bro. Yeah, Sunday, so come tomorrow, I'm active, bro. After this, I'm going to be planning out a week, bro. And I do that anyway. I got a whiteboard in it. I plan out my week.
I got a whiteboard as well.
I do need to, I've kind of done it before. As I said, I've done the certain things on certain days, but I need to get it to a T and stick to it. It's quite hard. When man are self-employed, but I don't have to do any of it. I could just sit in my bed, blood, and just put up one flyer and say, "Yo, come to the dance." You get me? But nah, I have to keep it moving, fam. You get me?
Because even Nipsey, like the most recent postman post with Nipsey, he was talking about something where it's like, yo, not when you feel like overwhelmed with what you're doing, it's like a sign of growth because you go like if you feel like you're doing bare stuff and you kind of get overwhelmed, it's like, yo,
It's supposed to feel like that.
Like man, I'm going through some growth.
Right,
You're going through that growth period, but there's gonna be a time comes where you can feel like, yo, like man, I'm saying, I don't need to post every day. Like you figure it out as you go along. You know what I'm trying to say? Because why I'm challenging what man said is just to have the discussion because some people might have jobs and their excuse to not start a business, I don't have no time. I can't do a job and I can't have a business and work a job. But nah, bro, just look at your time and manage it, innit? You can.
Yeah.
You got man like Taff with a 9 to 5, doing amazing stuff.
Traveling to London and that, but he still got his
Labatio.
No,
so
definitely.
like
Time, I think the main things that I'm taking from this is time blocking, which I think is key. Because even just looking back and going back to the beginning of our conversation, how I said I was working, and then obviously I used to do from 11 till 3 in it. I suppose that's me time blocking without even realizing, fam. I was time blocking that time for me to do my thing on the DJ thing without even realizing, and only just realized that now. You know that one. So I suppose it just shows the importance of time blocking in it. You know what I'm saying? Like being aware of what time you do have free and where you could do something, and then kind of just strategically like planning it all out in it.
Shows the importance of talking as well, because if man didn't have this conversation, you wouldn't have been like, rah, man's been doing that.
No, real talk.
because like my thing as well, like even with reading, like I said to myself when I'm in the gym or when I'm on my travels, listen to an audio book. That's my reading TikTok for the day. Where some people might be like, I ain't got no time to read. When you eating breakfast, bro, listen to an audio book.
Yeah, definitely.
You got time to eat, when you're brushing your teeth, you can like you don't have to listen. You don't have to read the whole book, bro. You can listen to 5 minutes. But like, yo,
One chapter.
that's my daily dose done. If you want to start a business, yo, let me just research 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Like, it's not about how much shit you gotta get done. It's just doing shit.
Yeah. I agree.
365,
Definitely.
like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You love
Real
that
talk.
one. Yeah,
Real talk. That's true still. It's crazy, bro.
because I know there's bare man out, billionaires or millionaires or multi-millionaires that doing bare things, and I used to think like, how the fuck are you doing all these things, bro? But it's time management, and obviously they work to get to a position where they can leverage their time, innit? But you have before you get to that stage, you might not be in that position to leverage your time, but you might have to just do certain things in a certain way to where you get to that stage where, yo, even with us, yo, you might pay someone to edit it or run the social media now. So, but now we jam packed with our time in it. But
Overwhelmed as hell.
we're gonna get to a stage where we can leverage it in it. But
For real, I agree,
yeah,
bro.
like it's growth in it. It's growth. I
Real
would
talk,
say.
man. Real talk. I like the conversation with these man. You know, come on, we're talking some real shit, man. Trust me,
Yeah, bro.
it's crazy.
Last place podcast, baby.
Nice place, you know.
So yeah, we're gonna start wrapping this up, DAYDAY. So we're gonna do quote of the week right now. Quote of the week. Basically, we've got quotes on the Last Place podcast Instagram page that we post weekly. Me and Tycoon are gonna take our favorites. We're gonna speak on them, and then if you want to chime in, bro, feel free to jump in.
Okay.
Yeah. So Tycoon.
No, you go first.
Ah.
First.
Cool. So I'm going first. So my quote of the week this week is, your future needs you, not your past. So with that one there, for me, like, you can dwell on the past all the time. A lot of stuff could have happened, whether it be stuff with yourself, other people, situation, like anything, and you could just literally dwell on it, and it could just ruin everything you got going on now. And like, you'd think like your future's peppered because of it, but like, you have to just think, like, you have to live in the now, innit? And you have to think about the future and what you plan to do for the future, and like how like amazing you are as a person, and what you like achieve, you want to achieve, and what you want to do and prosper. Because yo, if you think about your past all the time, because yo, my past ain't the best, boy. You know, one of them ones, like, if I dwelled on everything in the past, I wouldn't even do this podcast. You know what I'm trying to say? Man would just be sitting in dark rooms, bro. In darkness, you know, like that. So it's like, you have to focus on the future. Your future needs you. Like, if there's three versions of yourself, the now, the past you, and the future you. The past you would just be bringing you back, bro. Just say, if your past you was saying, I guarantee you can't do that, bro. You're finished. It's peppered around here.
I feel like so I was want to chime in, but I feel like there might be certain things that you've experienced in your past that other people maybe also be going through. So like that, like old school that things that you might have been going through, like again, somebody's feeling that, so then you can then be the person who's bringing light to that and kind of helping them in their current time now, which was your past.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We're never forgetting about the past. We're just using it to fuel the future. You get me?
Yeah, and I think like naturally in it, like if you're driving a car, fam, like you're looking forward in it, like you're not like you're looking in your rear like 1 and 2. You might have a look back, like 'cause you need to see what's going on.
Of course.
But like you have to be looking forward, 'cause if you're looking in your rear, fam, you're gonna crash in it. So you have to. That's how I take in that one day. Your future needs you, and you need to be looking forward. Your past, you can look back here and there if you want to just reflect upon something, but focus like that way in it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how I take that one. So I like that quote.
You know the maddest thing I've heard, yeah, because that quote just triggered something in my head. Like I was watching an interview, Andrew Tate.
Okay, so we kind of
Yeah. And he said something that had me thinking, and he was like, "Yo, like I can take a mad risk now, but I trust my future self to be able to deal with it."
top G.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I can do something now. I could I could say, "Yo, I'm gonna start this business," but I can trust that me in 5 years will be able to run this business. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, when sometimes we limit ourselves based on what we think we can do today, innit? If that makes sense. But like, we have to look at it like, yo, me in 5 years, I'll be able to do this. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, obviously,
I find this conversation is mad. You know, when you deep it, bro. 'Cause obviously, time wise, bro, like we're kind of living in the past in a sense. And when I say that, we're living in the present, obviously, but like. Just a minute ago, what I just said, that was the past. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like when you really deep it, fam. So like,
if anyone's high watching this, they're gonna think, "Oh,
I know,
shit, man."
Yo, they spin, yo.
That was one of them hits blunts moment, innit?
Yeah.
Nah, but real talk, though, it's mad. So what that made me think of that, because what you just said about Andrew Tate, innit? You know what I'm saying? Because it's mad, bro. Bro, I love it. It's mad. I don't even know where that one even came from, you know, but you know the ones.
That's real.
It's real shit, though.
Because when he said it, I was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Like, it hit me so hard. But I was like, nah. You said some mad shit, bro. Like, if we're looking at our podcast now, we can say, "Yo, whatever we want to do, risk with the podcast now." Let's say 5 years experience podcast version of ourselves will be able to deal with whatever risk we want to take now. If that makes sense. If you want to be a businessman, you can say, "Yo, my successful experience business version of myself in 5 years time, we're able to deal with whatever I'm doing now."
Or it's like me saying something, like you might be like, "You can't say that." I'm like, if I feel passionate enough to say it, I'm going to say it. And if they say, "No, you're going to get cancelled," or think about your future endeavours or whatever, I'll be like, "Yo, my famous self will deal with that."
Yeah, I'll put all the weight on my man. I'll put all the weight on my man in the future.
When it comes time for everyone to look back at my Twitter when I'm up and a zillionaire, like I answer why I decided to say that. You know?
Definitely. I feel like it also kind of like it goes to say that, like, you know, like say for example, you got this podcast now, and it like we're doing this now, but in the future, like, you know what it's gonna become, in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm not really explaining it how I want to explain. You know when you got something in your head, but you can't really.
Yeah, you know the people ready to hear that type of wit, like that type of gem. Yeah.
Nah, it's a mad thing, bro.
Yeah.
Man would think I'm high on this podcast, you know, but
we understand. Trust me. The audience should understand as well, because that's the community we're trying to build. You get me? But yeah,
real talk, man, real talk, and you know what you do now, it's only gonna affect like your future in it as well. What man I do now, the work rate you're putting in or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So
that's why you have to take risks and also be careful, because the future is what we have to worry about essentially.
First, bro.
Yeah, bro. If you're putting in the work now, you're gonna see it, innit? If you're not putting in the work, you're not gonna see it, bro.
All right then. So big Tyco.
Oh yeah, my quote of the week.
Oh, you thought you got off scot-free?
Nah, I was thinking, wait, is this your quote of the week? You know, because man done two. I was thinking, wait, it's smart. But my quote of the week is: "Life is a game where all the winners are long-term thinkers." And it was going back to what I was saying before, and it like, but they're this long-term thinking. Like, I've only recently realized like how powerful long-term thinking is. Like, you see, when you realize that you don't have to do everything today, it opens up like a superpower, blood. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, even like thinking, yo, like if you say to yourself, you're doing a podcast, yeah, or if you start a music career or whatever, and think, yo, man's getting 10 views or whatever, but you can say to yourself, yo, in 10 years, I'll look at the views, or in 10 years, I'll look at my podcast views. Like, you can't lose, bro. Like, I don't think you can lose with that sort of mentality. Or like if you start a business, say, yo, I'm not gonna look at how much money I'm making now, but in 10 years, I'll look at how much money I'm making now. Like you can't lose that mentality.
Yeah,
I don't.
100.
Me personally, I don't think you can lose if you think like that.
Yeah, no, I agree, bro. I think having that long-term mentality is important still, because I don't know, if you look at like investors and that, you got like the stock market people and all them things, and people that invest in the S&P 500, or like, you're not gonna get your P's next month, but 10 years down the line, your money's like compounding and that, you know what I'm saying? So like, when you're thinking long-term, even with any business that you're starting, you might not see any growth within the first year in it, but within the next 5 years or whatever, you're gonna see more growth, you get me? But sometimes it's hard because some people not even that they don't, some people struggle to see that vision in it, you know what I'm saying? And not everybody kind of has that vision. Or sometimes you don't really know what's actually going to happen in it. As man, that's like 10 years from now, I don't know what's going to happen 10 years. I would like for this to happen, but I don't know what's going to happen in it. But just, I suppose, just having that faith and trying to kind of visualize the long term is only going to be beneficial for you, you get me? Because I suppose then you can kind of, as you said, try and work backwards, or you know them ones, or like
engineer, was it?
You know them ones. Yeah, like for me, as I said, like 10 years from now, or I would like to kind of see myself as like the P Diddy's, or the, you know, all up in the videos, or or the DJ Khaled's or whatever, you get what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I see. So I'm on a long term thing, and that's kind of where I'm going. So yeah, that's kind of my touch on that still.
100%. Yeah. What
was the quote again? Say it one more time.
Life is a game where all the winners are long-term thinkers.
Yeah.
Because even being a long-term thinker, that's how you never give up either. You never give up on your dream. It's because you believed in the bigger goal and the bigger vision. And I feel like it's important not to listen to other people as well whilst you're on that.
And you believe in your future self.
Yeah, facts. Cause some man can look at your thing and be like, nah, what you're doing don't make sense now. But they're seeing it as what you're doing today. They don't see it as, this is what you're doing in 10 years' time.
Not everybody sees the vision. So not everybody's going to, which is fine, it's okay. Not everyone's going to see what you see. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
So you just got to show them, innit? You know, them ones.
Because some people might look at our thing and be like, you man, not even getting that many views while you're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
But they don't know that we're thinking 10 years. So don't look now, talk to us in 10 years, innit? And then you can say, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, real talk.
Period.
It's going to be a legendary podcast to solve for me. You know, them ones. But you know what's mad? In the future, we're going to look back at this podcast here and say, yo, Day, how could you never have no beard and like what go on there? And I'll be a big man and I've got my beard there, right? You know what I'm saying? I've got buttes and yo.
This is literally it, bro. It's a journal. This is what I said. It's not a podcast, bro. It's a journal. Man, you're gonna come back on this episode, on this podcast in 5 years, bro. When you got your free properties, you're gonna speak about the conversations are gonna be completely different, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
But you're gonna be the same person, you know, like that.
And that's when we're gonna have the biggest impact, because that's when it's gonna be like the youths then are gonna look at it and be like, yo, I looked at man's first interview and I could see
he said what he was gonna do.
Him doing what he said he's gonna do. Now, then off this episode is gonna have more impact.
Than
the one that we're gonna do then. Yo,
man, bro, it's crazy, man.
We're hitting it right. We're hitting it. This is 2 a day, you know. Like,
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
3 a day.
But once again, wrapping it up. Last segment of the day is tune of the week. So DAYDAY, what we do, we get a song that's on Spotify or Apple Music on streaming platforms. We have to point that out now because people were giving us freestyles before that we couldn't upload. So tune that's on streaming platforms. Basically, the tune that you've been bumping all week. You got one song. You have to choose this, and then we're gonna add it to our Spotify playlist.
Ooh. The tune that I was gonna put is not even on Spotify. It's on YouTube.
You know what? You ever think?
Yeah,
Tycoon's gonna go first.
Go. No, you go first. I should have picked a tune then.
Okay, I'll go first. So my tune of the week this week is Yeet Talk. So I'm a big fan of Yeet. Wasn't a fan before, mumble rap, all that stuff. This geezer is to me like I love sonics and stuff, obviously because I make beats and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm not a fan of like I said, mumbling and all that stuff, but he just brings a different mood and vibe to music and that, man. I think his producer, and that's probably the best probably in the world right now. And I got my top 3 producers and all that, but my man's just
Crazy.
It's just gone to the top for me. But that, and it leaked ages ago as well. And I remember they just kept playing this little like 10-second loop, and I remember hearing it and I kept playing it back like, yo, this is amazing. And the full song dropped like a few weeks ago. Been rinsing it since, blood.
Crazy.
It since.
What's the name of that one?
Yeet Talk.
Alright, so I'm gonna write that one down. So it's
I said it's gonna be the Spotify playlist anyway.
Yeah, you go next.
Mine will probably be the one that I was gonna say it's on YouTube, it's not on Spotify, was Cash's remix to Last.
Yeah.
Hard, bro. Oh,
This was the tune.
it's ridiculous, bro. It's crazy that one is. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Because that was Tabs' one last week,
Yeah.
and this is why I'm putting into play. It has to be on
Bro,
streaming
that
platforms.
tune's mad. But anyway, that's what I was gonna say. But the
Tabs
next
ain't the
one,
only one, bro.
yeah, that tune's hard still. It's proper. Like Cash really represented for the Yardie people then for that one there. The tune that I'll probably say is Tendai, and the song's called Pressure. It's like an R&B kind of vibe. I like them kind of vibes.
Is Tendai the guy who he's not like drum and bass, but he's got a weird production style in it.
I don't know about the drum and bass. The tune that I've kind of listened to is more of like an R&B kind of vibe.
I think it's the same geezer because like he's a very R&B singer, but like his drums and that are just different. He's in London, from London.
He's from London, yeah. Listen to that tune. That tune's hard. It's like an R&B kind of vibe stuff. I've been bumping that one. I like to listen to them, but I don't really listen to like trap and that too much. You get what I'm saying? I just like calm, mellow music. So when I'm driving, I just feel relaxed, bro. You get me? I couldn't be in my car listening to daga 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 or like it's too much, or I don't know if I like the tune.
That's my perception and like just Jamaican music period.
Oh man, obviously man played Jamaican music out regular. That's what man enjoy in it. But I don't really listen to it too much in my car like that. I just like to listen to calm, nice music. So yeah, Tendai, Pressure, there's that one. I also like. Can I get another one? Or let me go. You go first. Go,
It's one tune, but if you want to
I might rub yours though.
Nah. I'm still trying to think of it.
It's not commercial, but it's getting out there. But I don't know the artist's name, but that Colosa song. The artist's names, I think it's like Oxade or something like that. Oxade. You never heard it? Oh, I can't remember how it goes now. You know what it was? The song's called Kulosa, and it's on Colours. You know the Colours thing.
Ah, yeah.
Everyone's doing the dance and that. And you never seen it, bro?
Maybe I need to be on TikTok more like you, blood.
Nah, this tune's it's like an Afrobeat tune, so it's hard for
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Kulosa.
You did an illegal spin move just then by putting in another tune, but you know, we're gonna allow it this time.
Yeah, bro. I'm just throwing that one out there for the people that know that tune, man.
I don't even know what tune of the week, bro.
So for once, Hunter hasn't got his tune of the week. This is actually partly due to us shooting 2 episodes in a day. So
you know what? I'll give it to Young Dove, crashing out. No. Meet me a cold hearted too. Meet me a cold hearted tea.
I'm a lie today. It's been a long day.
Yeah, meet me cold hearted tea.
Which one's this now?
Yeah. One of the coldest tunes in the history of music.
Meat Mill's Cold Hearted 2. Is that the one that's got like the mic?
How you not gonna know your song and then come out with a statement like that? He's like, oh no, actually this one. Oh, how could I forget this one? The greatest song that's ever been in sound history.
Yeah.
Has that got like the like a mad outro to it? Like the outro to the song.
Yeah, he's just talking.
Bro, that's mad. That is. I listen to that in the gym still. It's hard.
The week is it the weekend? It goes, yeah.
On the outros, he's talking some real shit on the outro. That one still.
Yeah.
Talking some real shit. It's like if you don't see me with them, that's because we don't like. You know, you're just talking mad, bro.
Championships.
Yeah.
Bro,
Checking it, cashing up. Hey.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, the new stuff is dropping. Fire, bro. I feel like
He's back in his bag still. He's back in his bag still. But yo, episode 15 of the Last Place podcast. Once again, DAYDAY.
Bless up, my bro.
Appreciate you for coming
Bless you,
through,
man.
bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, the conversation. Obviously, people are gonna think, yeah, DAYDAY, DJ, whatever. But obviously, they're not gonna know like the deeper, more thoughtful DAYDAY that obviously we've got out of you today and stuff.
Therefore.
So yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting one to see how people like receive this. So yeah, anything else that you want to say before we
Nah,
close
bro,
this up, bro?
thanks for having me on, man. Let's keep it going. You know what I'm saying? 1%.
1%. 1% for 365 days equals 365%.
Fam. Let's go, bro. That's
DAYDAY's quote. That's DAYDAY's quote of the week. Hey.
That's my quote of the week, bro. I definitely seen that somewhere else. So I'm not even gonna claim that one, but that's, you know what I'm saying.
You know what? We see it from you, so
So that's DJ
So
DAYDAY.
yeah, man, just keep it going, bro. I love to see what man are doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what, you see anybody that comes with a quote like that, we're gonna have to do it as a quote of the week and then tag them. Put their name underneath or something.
Yeah, that'd be hard. Yeah, do that, bro. Keep the quotes coming on your page, car.
Yeah.
That's what man like to see. You know what I'm saying? Content, everything that you're doing, I think is sick. And yeah, man, just make sure you stay tuning in on it. Just keep tuning in. Keep checking in on these guys, cause trust me, they're coming with some proper shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, obviously, I reached out to you and I reached out to man because when I went through the page and I watched some of the videos and listened to some of the podcasts, I'm like, these man know what they're talking about, and these man are on the right frequency where man can actually have a conversation. Some man can't really have this conversation with a lot of man. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, just big up to you, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Before we end, plug your socials real quick.
Store, man. You can't
Yeah,
buy
man.
this in no store.
The cloth different over here. Plug your
The socials,
bro.
everything DJ DAYDAY, pretty much. So Instagram DJ DAYDAY _.
Spell it.
DJ DAYDAY _ almost caught me out there. You know, the ones thinking like, yo,
How do you spell DJ?
you know, they
For the listeners, innit? For the listeners.
yeah. So DJ DAYDAY _ day as in, you know, daytime. TikTok DJ DAYDAY _ YouTube DJ DAYDAY TV. What else? Mixcloud /mixcloud.com /DJ DAYDAY -1. I've just got bare links and that. Just go to my Instagram and that's where everything is. Click the link in the bio and you see what's going on.
What about events and that?
Mainly through my Instagram and it. Just everything's through my Instagram. You get me? So if people follow the gram, they're gonna see what's going on.
Next event.
We're gonna get any DJ DAYDAY brunches.
What about the brunches?
I'm saying, are we gonna get any DJ DAYDAY brunches?
I've been doing brunches. Where you been?
Yo, I ain't been to DJ DAYDAY brunch,
Bro, where you been, bro? I've done 2 rooftop parties over the last couple. Like one in July, done one literally not long ago, the other week. Been doing brunches, bro. Just me.
When's the next one?
Have to come get these.
Not too sure. Now it's kind of like winter, but I might still slap a next one. It's probably gonna be November or December now.
Okay.
I'm going away in October, innit? I normally do a Halloween event and that as my know, but going away. So yeah, probably November, December. I think I'm gonna do something that's a bit more like classy. You know what I'm saying? I might have been doing a lot of like brunches where it's like, you know, at the mill, for example, rooftop and that trainers or whatever, and girls can come in trainers or whatever. But I want to do something a bit more grown and sexy. You get me? Man, I'm 28 now, but man are going towards the 30s and that. So what man is to come up dressed up and get to come look at, you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's slap on the frock.
That way.
Yeah.
It's that way, bro. So yeah, man, that's what's coming still.
Man, let's pull up.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime, man.
Grown people business.
Grown settings. It's mad though, cause when I've done the brunches and that, like I've noticed that a lot more of my older crowd that support me and that are coming out. You know what I'm saying? Whereas obviously when I was doing like the club ones and that, it was like more like the younger people.
None of the older people are trying to be out until 4 a.m.
Not like in a club and that. It's mad though. Even with that, I feel like the club thing. Like even now, bro, if I'm getting booked for like a nighttime event, because I've been so used to doing it brunches, my last few events have been brunches, and I ain't done a nighttime event for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, bro, man wants me to play and man wants me to DJ from 3 till 4 a.m. I need to be in my bed them times, but you know, I'm used to being in my bed, but getting a nice sleep. Now I'm thinking I have to get out my yard now. I go, yo.
Starting a brunch at 4 p.m. or 2 p.m. or whatever.
Yeah, like 4. I used to do like 4 till 11 in it. So my last one was 4 till 11, and man might do an after party after that. But a lot of the things nowadays are brunches or day parties. I think that's what's really going off in it.
Future, man. I love it.
That's what's trending right now, and it's working in it because people are realizing it can. And even it's helping with the Sundays as well, because before the brunches and that, people weren't really going out on a Sunday night because obviously they got work the next day. But Sunday day now is a great day for a brunch because it's like obviously Saturday works also, but.
Get one in before the grind for the 5 days.
You know what I'm saying? You can turn up and that, go home. By the time you go home,
more than prep your lunch for work.
Yeah, prep your lunch, have a cup of tea and
put the kids
cool
to
off
bed.
for a minute. You go on in your bed, still get your 8 hours sleep, but then you go on, you're ready for the next day.
Facts.
Yeah, man, we're gonna keep coming with them still with the events and that. So
You might see us there, blood. Hopefully, you get me. I love a brunch, blood. But yeah, episode 15 of the Last Place podcast. Once again, bro, thank you for coming.
Bless up.
Yeah, great one, blood.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing this one.
Yeah, we knocked it out to the day.
Yeah. Crazy.
We did it, blood. We did it. But yeah,
excellent podcasts in a day, bro.
Facts. Yeah,
productive.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
My pillow gonna be seeing me. I got a point with my pillows and all that. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Until next time. Peace.
Peace out, man.